The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. CCA to appeal the Bahamar ruling, accusing the court of ignoring evidence of Ismerlian's company's overspending. The Kirk Cornish trial begins. The MP's accuser telling the court he raped her twice. And Tropical Storm Oscar to impact some islands in the central Bahamas today. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of end of the old way.
Good Bahamas. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we had details about this weekend's Connect for Cancer Fun Run Walk. Everything you need to know about it. And the Health Expo that's also part of this. And later in business, we're kicking off a new monthly series with Maison Bahamas, looking at real estate trends and properties that you might be interested in and more. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, tropical storm warning in effect now for the central Bahamas, including Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. That warning from southeast Bahamas as well, including Crooked Island, Acklins, Long Cay, Ragged Island, Mayaguana, and Inagua. As of 6 o'clock this morning, the center of Tropical Storm Oscar was just about 15 miles south of Long Island. That puts it 30 miles east of Crooked Island, or 230 miles southeast of New Providence. That's latitude 22.7 degrees north and longitude 7.8 degrees west. Oscar is moving toward the north-northeast near 12 miles per hour. A faster northeastward motion is expected later today and on Wednesday. On the forecast, trajectory of Oscar is expected to move near the southeast and central Bahamas today, then move away from the Bahamas by tonight into tomorrow. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour, higher gusts. While little changes during the next day or so, Oscar is expected to become a post-tropical low by tonight and then be absorbed by another low by Thursday. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 105 miles east and northeast of the center. So right now, residents in the central Bahamas and portions of the southeast Bahamas, including Long Island, Rum Cay, San Salvador, Crooked Island, Mayaguana, Inagua, and Ragged Island, are likely to experience tropical storm conditions, especially throughout the day today. And this will mean heavy rainfall, thunderstorms with possible tornado activity. And flooding is possible as rainfall amounts of 3 to 5 inches with isolated amounts of 8 inches are expected, especially for the southeast Bahamas today. China Construction America is speaking through a New York-based communications consultancy that it intends to appeal the, quote, deeply flawed ruling by Justice Andrew Borak of the Supreme Court of the State of New York. Borak found that CCA committed multiple breaches and acts of fraud, and those breaches and acts of fraud caused the loss of Sarkis Ismerlian's company and his entire $845 million investment in the Bahamar project at Cable Beach. Ismerlian and BML Properties Limited was awarded $1.6 billion in judgment. Ismerlian said his company intends to proceed with the enforcement of that judgment in an equally thoughtful and prudent manner as the judge who delivered the decision, his words. But CCA saying yesterday, quote, the court's decision is deeply flawed under well-settled principles of New York law, and we intend to appeal. The decision ignores indisputable evidence, overborrowed, overspent, and overextended itself, and then drove the project into the wrongful secret bankruptcy without first seeking the contractually required consent of minority investor CSC Bahamas to eliminate its obligations at the expense of other stakeholders, including not only CSCEC Bahamas and construction manager CCA Bahamas, which made tireless efforts to complete the Bahama project on time and within budget, but the Bahamian government, subcontractors, and workers. Well, that judge had found that BML proved that by clear and convincing evidence, CCA's multiple acts of fraud and breaches of an agreement to act in the best interest of BML caused the project to miss the date for partial opening. In other news, a Supreme Court judge ruling that part of the rape trial of North Abaco and Member of Parliament Kirk Cornish will be heard in private. Justice Renee McKay making her ruling following an application by defense lawyer Ty Pinter on Monday. She made the application after Cornish's accuser had completed her evidence in chief. This means that the witness will not be cross-examined in public. Before McKay made the ruling, the woman told the 9-member jury about how Cornish allegedly raped her twice, assaulted her, and threatened to kill her during their relationship. The witness said that she has known Cornish for 36 years, but they began dating in 2020. She said their relationship ended in March 2023. The woman claimed that on January 20th, 2023, while in Cornish's yard in Cooperstown, Abaco, he flew into a rage after they had an argument about a phone conversation that she had with someone else. The alleged victim claimed that Cornish choked her and poked her multiple times in the right eye with his finger. The woman claimed that after the alleged assault, Cornish drove to the Cooperstown south side and said, quote, I should just put a bullet in your head. The woman testified that she asked Cornish to take her home. Once there, she said she took photos of the alleged eye injury and marks around her neck with her cell phone, those exhibited in court. The woman alleged that on March 24, 2023, Cornish attacked her with a knife while they were staying at an Airbnb in New Providence after she received a call from an unidentified person while she sat on the couch in the front room. The woman said that she went into the bedroom and Cornish came into the room and had sex with her against her will. The woman said that on April 4th, 2023, she was at her home on the phone with a friend who lives in Canada when Cornish called and she didn't answer. She said a short time later, Cornish, who lives nearby, came to her home. She opened the door. He locked the door behind him and allegedly forced her into the bedroom and raped her. 3 policemen and a bus driver remanded to prison after they were charged with the rape of an 18-year-old woman earlier this month. Prosecutors allege that Aaron Cash, Jimmy Thurston, Alvin Glinton, and bus driver Jeff Joseph raped the young woman between October 5th and 6th while they were abetted by Cornelius Rigby. Cash, who was interdicted earlier this year on a rape charge, is charged with raping the woman twice. Rigby faces 5 counts of abetment to rape. The men were not required to enter pleas to the charges when they made their initial court appearance before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley. Reckley remanded Cash, Thurston, Glinton, and Joseph to prison because he lacks the jurisdiction to consider bail for the rape. However, he set bail at $9,500 for Rigby, who, according to his lawyer, has been a police officer for 4 years. As a condition of his bail, Rigby has to sign in at the Elizabeth Estates police station twice a week, wear an ankle bracelet, and have no contact with the prosecution's witnesses. The matter has been adjourned to February 27th for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. And with more than 2,000 Bahamian households disconnected from the grid, BPL will launch an initiative next month that will allow people to pay as little as 10% on their outstanding bills in order to be reconnected. Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis announcing the initiative at a press conference yesterday. The holiday reconnection program will run from November 1st until January 31st, 2025. Disconnected residents who take advantage of the program will be allowed to pay off their balances with flexible repayment terms. Colby Davis says if the average household has 4 people, the reconnection program could impact the lives of as many as 8,000 Bahamians, many of whom are children. Overseas, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arriving in Israel today on his 11th visit to the region since the outbreak of the Israel-Hamas war. The U.S. hopes to revive ceasefire efforts after the killing of top Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, but so far all the warring parties appear to be digging in. Israel is still at war with Hamas more than a year after the militant group's October 7th attack, and with Hezbollah in Lebanon, where it launched a ground invasion earlier this month. Israel is also expected to strike Iran in response to its ballistic missile attack on October 1st. Blinken landed just hours after Hezbollah launched a barrage of rockets into central Israel, setting off air raid sirens into the country's most populated areas and its international airport, but causing no apparent damage or injuries. Israeli military says it intercepted most of the 5 projectiles, with one landing in an open area. Another 15 projectiles were fired from Lebanon into northern Israel at around the same time. In a separate development, the death toll from an Israeli airstrike late Monday that destroyed several buildings facing one of Beirut's main hospitals climbed to 13. Lebanon's health ministry said 57 others were wounded in the strikes, including 7 who were in critical condition. And from Australia, an Indigenous senator telling King Charles III that Australia is not his land as the British royal visited Australia's parliament on Monday. Senator Lydia Thorpe was escorted out of a parliamentary reception for the royal couple after shouting that British colonizers have taken Indigenous land and bones. She shouted, "You committed genocide against our people. Give us what you stole from us, our bones, our skulls, our babies, our people. You destroyed our land. Give us a treaty. We want a treaty." No treaty was ever struck between British colonizers and Australia's Indigenous people. Charles spoke quietly with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese while security officials stopped Thorpe from approaching. She yelled as she was ushered from the hall, quote, "This is not your land. You are not my king." Thorpe is renowned for high-profile protest action when she was affirmed as a senator in 2022. She wasn't allowed to describe the then monarch as, quote, the colonizing Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. She briefly blocked a police float in Sydney's gay and lesbian Mardi Gras celebration last year by lying on the street in front of it, and last year she was also banned for life from a Melbourne strip club after video emerged of her abusing male patrons. And police in Haiti clashing with gunmen trying to take over one of the few communities in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, that is not controlled by gangs. Solino has been under attack since Thursday, with residents calling radio stations pleading for help as they fled their homes. Officers seized control of several areas as they keep pursuing gang members. In a video posted on social media, gang members hoisted automatic weapons in the air and cheered as they claimed control over parts of Solino, warning that all those who are not part of a gang coalition known as Vive Ensemble would be, quote, burned to ashes. Prime Minister Gary Conille held an emergency meeting Monday to talk about the attacks in Solino and other neighborhoods. He announced the immediate recall of several hundred police officers and soldiers from elite units protecting high-ranking officials so they could be redeployed to neighborhoods under assault. The gang coalition has raided other neighborhoods, with the attacks forcing more than 4,200 people to flee, according to a report from the UN's International Organization for Migration, released on Monday. More than 60% of those left homeless moved into already crowded makeshift shelters, hosting others who lost their homes in recent years to gang violence. Others sought refuge at a school, a church, and a health center. Gangs that control 80% of Port-au-Prince have also threatened journalists covering the most recent attacks, calling them out by name and ordering that they be killed. It is time for sports, brought to you by the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup, beginning Wednesday in Nassau. Jonquil J.J. Jones and the New York Liberty are still basking in their first ever title as the WNBA champions. The Bahamian threw out, averaging 17.8 points and 7.6 rebounds in the series, but it was her work in a winner-take-all Game 5 which sealed the MVP, Most Valuable Player honor for her. With her two co-stars struggling, Jones stepped up. The Liberty made a conscious effort to get Jones the ball in the post, and she went to work and delivered it down low. Well, Bahamian basketball player Valdez Vijay Edgecombe, an incoming freshman with Baylor University, says he's inspired by Jones. You can read about that in today's Guardian Sports section. And the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League sending 3 teams to compete at a U.S. Flag Orlando Cup Flag Football Tournament. The tournament took place over the weekend at Northeast Regional Park in Polk County, Davenport, Florida. The Bahamian teams competed in 3 divisions. Details on that in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL, Lamar Jackson throwing for 281 yards and 5 touchdowns to lead the hot Baltimore Ravens to a 41-31 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in the other game Monday night, the Arizona Cardinals getting a 17-15 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. That's sports, brought to you by the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup. 6 days, 17 games, right here in Nassau, Bahamas, October 23rd through 28th. Get details on tickets and packages on nsa-bahamas.com. Time for your first look at weather for the day. We've got tropical storm warnings in effect for the central and southeast Bahamas, and the rip current risk is high across all beaches. The flooding risk is also high, especially for the central and southeast Bahamas. Localized flooding, a risk in low-lying and flood-prone areas. Northern and eastern coastlines in the northern and northwest Bahamas could experience sea spray and overtopping waves. And caution is advised for anyone traveling along coastal roads. And near gale winds may occur across the northern Bahamas today. So as we said, Tropical Storm Oscar moving through the Bahamas once again and causing unsettled weather across the central and southeast Bahamas today. High pressure will maintain very windy conditions over the remainder of the country. A surface trough, the remnants of Tropical Storm Oscar, will linger across the central and southeast Bahamas through the middle of the week. The high pressure will continue to build across the country. Meanwhile, tropical moisture associated with the westward moving tropical wave will generate some unsettled weather across the southeastern islands by Friday. So for today, your forecast for the northern Bahamas, including Grand Bahama, variably cloudy and windy today. Pretty much the same for the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence. For the central islands, undergoing tropical storm conditions, cloudy to overcast and windy with a 40 to 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms. And in the southeast Bahamas, overcast and windy with a 50 to 100% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperature-wise today, we're looking at highs in the northwest and northern Bahamas in the low to mid-80s. Overnight lows in the mid-70s. For the central and southeast Bahamas, highs in the upper 70s and lows in the low to mid-70s tonight. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and a look at the tropics in just a bit.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
End of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
You are invited to the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium, October 23rd through 28th, 2024. Bringing the action will be the national teams from Cuba, Curacao, Dominican Republic, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, and Team Bahamas. There will be 3 games daily from October 23rd to 27th, and the championship gold and bronze games on October 28th. Don't you miss it. The 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. Save the date, set your alerts, and be there.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, the Custom Computers near you, on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100. The future of driving is here, and it's electric. Welcome to EV City, Easy Car Sales' new home for electric vehicles. Whether you want an affordable model or a luxury ride, EV City has the perfect electric car for you. Don't just take our word for it. Come test drive the power, the smoothness, and the savings. You'll love electric after just one ride. Cut your driving costs in half and say goodbye to gas stations for good. Visit EV City on the highway through the Solomon Service Road and drive into the future today.
Hosted PBX Systems is an ideal solution for businesses seeking to maintain strong connections with your team and your vendors with flexibility, efficiency, and cost effectiveness. Hosted PBX service offers a budget-friendly alternative to traditional phone systems. Flexible, affordable, efficient, hosted PBX systems from a live business. Call us today for more details. 601-8911 in Nassau and 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
We wish you a new car to drive, a new home for a growing family, the trip of a lifetime. Start now with CIBC Caribbean for everything you're dreaming of this holiday season. Apply for a loan online at CIBCFCIB.com. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Dean Duquesa. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Great to see you.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much.
It's almost November.
It's Christmas. The year's gone. I was like, hold on, 8-9 weeks, how much? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. One more week in October. Barely 1 week.
Barely a week, yeah. And then, we're into... And then the time changes.
The music starts.
Yeah.
And then, my goodness.
It's dark early. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
Then you got to remember, did you accomplish any of the things you said you were going to accomplish
in
2024?
Right. Then you race to do New Year's resolutions that you know you ain't going to do in 2025.
Oh, boy. All right, we're being very gloom and doom today. But, hey, I'm very happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you, too. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. Got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. We're going to get into all that. But also, scheduled today, we're going to give you details about the Connect for Cancer Fun Run Walk, which is this weekend. And later in business, we kick off a new series with Maison Bahamas. We're looking at real estate trends, talking about properties that are available, and more. So we're looking forward to that once a month here on the show. So that's coming up on this Tuesday morning. But let's talk about what else is in the news. All right, so in the news, there were so many things to talk about yesterday. We didn't get a chance to talk about some of the things I really wanted to get into because we were talking about Oscar and we're still hoping for the best for everybody. It's tropical storm conditions. Hopefully it'll be manageable for the folks in the central and southeast Bahamas today. And we'll get an update from them a little bit later in our newscast. But we're dealing with that, tropical storm Oscar in parts of the country. And then we were celebrating Jonquil J.J. Jones yesterday. But we didn't even get a chance to talk much about Ismerlian and this $1.6 billion court judgment.
What a judgment.
That is something. Yeah. But today, the big headline is CCA to appeal the Bahamar ruling.
But that should
so
have
this
been
is going to be right. And so far, the government says it isn't responding to this. Not yet. They're going to give a response this week, I assume. But a lot going on there. I think I can say this, right? So we know we follow the senator. We follow the chairman of the PLP quite closely, and let's see if it's still up there. So no statement, right? But this is what he said. I'll show you this, Duquesa. The New York judgment in favor of Ismerlian, the failed developers of Bahamar. This was his only comment. And it's a photo of a rubbish bin. Just rubbish. Wow. Okay. So no comment, but just a picture.
Wow.
That says
a lot.
10,000 or 1.6 billion words.
Wow. Yeah. I guess we have to talk about that. And maybe, I don't know how delicate we have to be. Is so many of the rubbish people that are caught up in this scandal.
Do we have to talk about it? I mean, are you going to benefit from any judgment?
It's just
here?
on the news, so yeah.
There are some other things I want to talk about.
Great.
So yesterday we were talking about Jonquil Jones when we got a little bit of pushback, which was surprising from people who were like, why should we celebrate? Is she really a Bahamian anymore? That kind of thing, which is very disturbing to me. And upsetting. But we had moved on.
Right.
We had other things to talk about on the show. But we got a lot of your very great text messages that I didn't get a chance to read. I saved some of them, so I want to read them now. This person says here, what Jonquil did is amazing. The goons who question citizenship or lifestyle can't even fathom the size of the stage she played on.
That's it. That's true. Yeah.
And this other one says here, you see why the Bahamas can't get nowhere. We get some low-minded, salty Bahamians. They pull each other down for nothing, but like blame the white man or Haitians for everything. Some Bahamians just are haters. Congratulations to Jonquil Jones. Don't mind some of these salty, no-life texters. Wow.
Yeah.
And this other one here. I'm a prouder Grand Bahamian this morning. Jonquil is leaving her mark in the world of women's basketball, and it's colored gold, aquamarine, and black. Congratulations to her and the Liberty. Well-deserved. And yes, let's have a grand welcome and parade for her in Grand Bahama. Yeah.
Correct.
And this other person, we still claiming Clay, right? That's a text. Clay and Rick Fox, definitely. That's definitely, well, that's, you can't dispute that one there.
Right.
But also Lenny Kravitz. I mean,
Lenny.
That's really,
for real.
really
right?
quite far removed.
Yes, absolutely.
So if you have the nerve to,
right,
and he claims us, so that's fine.
But why not? Like, what is the issue with? It's just crazy.
It's insane. But oh well. This text are just coming in. Some people even claim Beyonce, which is absolute ridiculousness, right? Although she might be closer than Lenny Kravitz, to tell you the truth. But anyway,
wow.
but
we are special.
Lenny lives here.
Yeah,
so
at least he lives and contributes. And,
yeah. Yes, exactly. So it's a little different.
We are a serious bunch of people. We are a serious bunch of people.
Boy. Wow. Okay, so there was a story yesterday over the weekend that I really wanted to get to because I've talked about this before in the show, and I told you this was going to happen, and when I talked about this, people came for me and said, "Oh, you need to mind your business. You try to take money out of people's mouths." Anyway, so this happened over the weekend. 2 killed in traffic accidents. A Bahamian woman and an American tourist were killed in 2 separate traffic accidents in New Providence for the weekend. We told you about this yesterday, but I didn't get into it. So the one that I really wanted to get into, around 11 a.m. on Sunday, a 21-year-old American man died after he was thrown from a Polaris utility task vehicle. It's one of these ATV type things, while at Arawak Key. Police say a man who was operating the vehicle was making a maneuver near the Nassau Container Port when the vehicle tilted and ejected the passenger. Now, as you can see, these things have no doors.
Right.
They've got, I don't even know if they have seatbelts, I'm not sure.
I've never seen any
But
seatbelts.
even if they do, they don't have doors.
Right.
And I can imagine they don't have airbags.
Right.
These are not things that should be anywhere near roads or streets. And every Sunday, and probably every day, to tell you the truth, they are, it looks like Mad Max, one of those movies, of just people just roaming through. It's chaos. Just a whole convoy of these things through the streets of the capital. And it looks insane. It looks insane. Because, it couldn't happen any other real major capital city or major city, right? You couldn't see it in New York without there being, is it a parade? What's going on here? What's that about, right? You couldn't see that in Washington, D.C. You couldn't see that in London. No way, because first of all, they're not even, should they be on the road?
Well, I remember one time ago they weren't allowed on the road, and then that changed, and they're now licensed to be on the road. Now, I have kind of a different view on it because I see when I'm out there are guided tours. Like they have a guide in the front and a guide in the back.
Sometimes they don't.
Take it, right. So those ones seem to be a little bit more structured. People are following the first leader, and he's stopping and asking traffic to stop to let the ATVs come
through.
What's
that
or
about?
Whatever, right?
What's
He's
that
the police,
about?
Right? But they seem to go on, these little scenic tours, and then of course you have the others who are just on their own. So they've kind of replaced mopeds. Remember one time ago we had a lot of mopeds, so they seem to have replaced
because they want to have children in them too.
Mopeds, right? So it's a tourist attraction now. So
and it's a death trap.
Right.
It's deadly. Somebody
it can be. It
is.
It can
and
be.
it's going to get worse because these are competing with the big giant trucks at Arawaki.
in that area.
And all the crazy drivers.
So maybe they should
and the
confine them
Honda
to
Fits.
a particular
and the Nissan
area.
Cubes. They're competing with all these people.
Maybe they should be confined to a particular area.
A field. That's where they go.
you know,
You don't have them on your
yeah.
main streets.
Yeah.
They don't have doors.
No, they don't.
They don't have doors.
They have license plates. So they're legal.
Anything goes
So
until
maybe-
everyone's dead. That's how this place works.
Maybe there should be certain areas they're not allowed.
Yeah. All streets.
Not all of them. Like, there are some areas where you have the historic tours and that sort of stuff. Maybe they should be in those areas. But not necessarily around all the streets of Nassau, particularly when it's crazy traffic. It's all sorts
When
of
is
crazy
that?
every day.
2:30 a.m.
Every single day. I think there are too many cars in Nassau, but nevertheless, that's not the topic. But I think that they should maybe perhaps like how they have the the people who's be on them gliding machines. What you call them, Dwight? Where they stand up and you they do tours with them, but they're
I call them foolishness.
on the side
But
of the
okay.
road. I don't remember.
Are they
what their
hovercrafts?
names-
Or the Segway
yeah, so they
scooter
have the tours
things?
like that or whatever.
Yeah.
I get it that people are trying to find creative ways, but I also to make money. But I also think that there should be some restrictions on where these, the Segways and the what you call them again? I don't call them utility vehicles. What we call them?
ATV things?
Yeah, where they should go.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. What do you think about that, folks? You going to say this is the fault of the driver, or do we need to have restrictions? 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, 242-300-5720. I also just don't like the look of them. I just don't like to see them downtown. I don't like to see it. Why? What is this?
You don't like to see the ATVs
No.
downtown?
What are you doing on Bay Street? 10 of them,
But
and they're all like
this
all look. The people in them look drunk, and they're all like.
But they
you know,
are. But that's the center of town. Where do you want them to go?
Exactly.
They want to drive around. But there should be.
It's not the private island of a cruise ship.
Well, this is true.
It's downtown in a city.
Right.
A
tourist city.
Okay. Okay. Well, then stop putting up these stupid no shirts, no shoes
But what
signs in your
But
stores.
maybe downtown
because it's a
should
tourist
just
city.
maybe downtown should be closed to vehicular traffic. Period. But be a walking area of sorts or whatever. But in any event, I think enforcement of the law is more important because we do see where some people, not all of them, not the white. Some people are being reckless in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if we enforce whatever the law is, instead of taking the hands-on approach that, this is just it's tourism, we don't want to, if I go to the U.S., they enforcing their laws. I'm a tourist. So
Absolutely.
we need to, I think we need to put some better enforcement in place. And, if they are driving erratically, you should be stopped and checked for alcohol use and that sort of stuff. There should be more stringent measures regarding
Use
it.
them on an open field, or if you have a beach that's large enough that won't interfere with.
But we don't have that.
Oh well, that means you shouldn't have them.
That we don't have that.
You could do this on another island or other islands, but not here.
With less traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more open spaces.
Yeah.
Here, you're looking for
Or
trouble.
certain times of the day. Like once it's like 11 to 3 or whatever, when it's heavy traffic time, no. But
11 a.m. till
Like-
3
like
a.m.
three-
What are you
no,
talking
I'm talking about like
'cause
3,
when
4
does it-
p.m.,
When do we not
or
have
maybe
traffic?
they be in the western area when the traffic is not so bad. The traffic is more congested, like in town areas. So if they want to do some exploration of the beaches, that sort of thing, I just think a bit more structure, not a total isolated ban.
Okay. All right.
Or maybe Paradise Island.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They don't even want fast food restaurants over there. You think? Yeah, right. This texter says here, lest we forget that vehicle that burst into flames a few months back. Yeah, I do remember that one. This person says here, the weird thing about that traffic mishap is that the police spokesperson said they came out and advised the public to wear seatbelts, stop speeding, and not to use cell phones. None of those applied to the accident, which with the tourist. It's clear that the vehicle was unstable, possibly more weight on the side that tipped over.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they
Well, I think the police said that because there had been another accident.
Right.
So they were just
Earlier,
right.
right.
So
Yeah.
they're just speaking in general terms. But yeah, you're
Because
right.
really, they're not toys. They're dangerous. Like they're not toys,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same thing with the scooters. Like people that use them need to have the understanding that there's still a level of responsibility for driving them on the street. You the same way care that you should take in a car, and I have to say the word should take. It's the same level of attention and care that you should use when you're driving, when you're on a scooter or when you're using one of those ATVs.
Absolutely. This person says here, I work at a gated community on Yamacraw Hill Road. Well, okay, it's only about 2 of them there, or 3, maybe. Anyway, and on a daily basis, they are speeding past us. Just yesterday, there was a near mishap. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay, this person says, proud of all our athletes, get your merch. It's also noteworthy that Jonquil sneakers have the islands of the Bahamas in Boston. Yes,
Right,
absolutely. They
yeah.
do look good. Do they have them
Yeah.
is it for men too, or what?
I don't know,
Is it?
but I'm sure
They look
they
pretty
are
good, though.
both.
Yeah. Dwight, I respect your view about the ATVs, but we have a lot of stupid people driving all cars. That is true. That's why you have to be very careful when you have people with ATVs. That's what I'm saying. ATVs with no doors and that are not meeting the requirements of passenger cars. That's I agree, but let me continue to read your text. Let's look at us who make a living from it. If they take them away, we can't feed our families. I think we could enforce the laws. You could die in a car just to get, if you have stupid people behind the wheels. I hear you. But there's got to be a safer way. On the streets, it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. If there were only ATVs and no vehicles on the streets, that's a different story. Again, I don't like the Mad Max look, but that's a different story. There won't be a Mack truck that comes out of nowhere.
Or the guided tours. I've seen many guided tours
Away from cars.
with like
But I mean,
8, 9,
who's
10.
given that person the authority to block up traffic?
I think it's more of a courtesy type authority.
It's an annoyance.
It's where that person is, hey, we have tourists on these ATVs, 6 or 7 or 9 of them.
And I have an emergency.
but
I have to go.
Yes, but we should be considerate of all. I'm just going to be very optimistic this morning. But in any event, I think the guided tours need to be more stable in terms of how they're driving. The ATV it's I believe it's more of the one-offs where they're able to rent them and go anywhere and everywhere. I've seen them everywhere, every single way. So, yeah, I just think it needs more enforcement and the traffic rules that should apply to cars, and that the police should do their job.
Wow.
As it relates to enforcing the
You
traffic
hearing the text
laws.
messages? This is tourism. This is our lifeblood.
Yeah, but you can't sell your soul for, there still has to be structure.
I need you to go back in time and
You
tell the
know,
Bahamas in 1970.
and it's not just the
because I
tourists.
think that happened already.
It's not just the tourists, locals too. Locals
okay.
as well.
That's who we're talking to. This person says, I think that before we cast negative aspersions on the businesses, provided that they are legitimate, it is critical to hear what the investigative authorities determined was the cause of the fatality. Okay. Well, I'm being told that the driver is going to be charged with vehicular manslaughter today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In any event, the vehicles aren't safe to be on the road. That's what I'm saying. This person says here's what I think about it. Rather, I'll just quote the Florida Highway Safety. All-terrain vehicles may only operate on unpaved roadways where the posted speed limit is less than 35 miles per hour, and only during daylight hours. Meanwhile, I just passed a woman on Saturday sitting as a passenger with a beer in one hand and a baby in the other. On one of those, or just in a regular car. But anyway, that's great. I'm telling you, where are these allowed?
So
not on the streets.
What are the rules here? Like what?
We don't have.
No, there has to be. Yeah, there has to be. You can't just say. I mean, is it considered a self-drive car? Like what are the rules? I'm being very serious with you. Like, is it just in the category
The
of
rules are tourists going to be using them?
No, I mean, seriously.
That's what it means. Are tourists going to be using them? Yes. Okay, whatever. Do what you want.
Is the license plate a self-drive license plate? Or is it a special license plate for the ATVs that separates them as a different class of vehicle? That's one thing I'd like to know. And then what are the rules that have been established for the use of them on our streets? Like that also is
Last
something.
part. No rules.
No, the owners and people that rent them and do the tours and stuff like that. Can you pipe in and let us know what parameters you're allowed to have them operate as?
All right. So, more text messages. The person says here, the sneakers are unisex. Okay, good. They look great. Good person says here, all-terrain vehicles are not for main roads. Yeah, it's clear.
So why are they allowed?
Because you said it already. We'll do anything for the tourist.
No.
And the mighty dollar.
No.
We will endanger everyone's life.
Well, you know what, Dwight? I'm going to say that is a bigger problem, because if they're not allowed on the road and they are on the road.
They're not allowed. The question is, why are they allowed? In the Bahamas, anything goes. But in other parts of the world, this would never be allowed.
But why is it allowed?
Because of the tourists.
No.
Because we love tourists and money.
No,
and money.
That's what I'm going to say. We have to follow the money to see where the money leads us to determine why it's on the road.
If tourists wanted to roll down the street, like physically roll down Bay Street, if that were a thing, you don't think that would be happening in the Bahamas?
Not if someone wouldn't have to own that, though. They could just go there and roll.
You have special
rolling. But Dwight, at the end of the day, if they're out there rolling and rolling is prohibited, there are enforcement.
It wouldn't be if tourists wanted to do it.
Dwight, I am not. No, not this morning. No, if it's
that
illegal,
were a thing,
it's illegal. If it's illegal, it's illegal.
Right, but it's not.
How could it not be?
Oh, okay. Well, that's why you see them all over the place.
How could it not be?
We haven't regulated it yet. More tourists who die, unfortunately, then we might hear some people talk about, we've got to do something about this. Oh, boy. But
I'll tell you, I enjoy the ATVs, but I was actually in the jungle. So, we were.
Well,
but we don't have a jungle
You
here.
sure?
Yeah.
Downtown Nassau.
No, like literal
kinda,
trees and all that kind of stuff, right? But I mean, like, where here can they safely be?
Not on New Providence.
Right.
Maybe out at a place like Clifton. But not in New Providence. And so maybe that is it. It shouldn't be here. I'm sorry for all the people who have these businesses, but this is not appropriate. More people are going to get hurt. More people are going to get hurt.
But my vote is for the guided tours. My vote is for the guided tours.
They don't have any authority to stop.
I understand that they don't have that authority. But listen, neither does the workers who'll be working in the road, stopping, go, stop, go, stop, go. They don't have the authority to do that either. There should be a police officer stationed with them, but they are doing it anyway. So it's Bahamian.
Yeah.
It's Bahamian.
But you heard it. We heard people say they love it here because of the chaos.
Yeah.
Anything goes. They just love a place where you could do whatever you like.
Yeah.
And everybody seems fine with it. It's appealing.
Yeah. And if it isn't bothering you, then if it isn't bothering people, then they feel that they shouldn't get in other people's business, even though it's the country's business. Like, we have such a self-focused attitude.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This texter says, it's all fine and dandy until a tourist is killed or injured. Most of those so-called guided tours, those young guys don't even have driver's licenses. Oh, boy. And to make it worse, they escort these tourists through red lights as if they are police officers.
True.
I've seen that before.
I've seen it.
It's ridiculous.
This is true. Again, it comes back to enforcement of the law.
Mm-hmm. This person says there was a Bahamian mother who died in a horrible death in a car accident. Please remember that she has left twins behind to mourn. Bahamian lives matter too. Tourists ain't first. Bahamian mother's gone. Texter, come now. Come. Nobody was discounting that at all.
But that's not even the discussion. The discussion is about the ATV.
Please. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, boy. Anyway, if you know, please say which driver the ATV, driver, the ATV or the truck driver? What are you talking about?
Oh, he's saying, like, the person that's going to be charged this morning. I'm thinking it's the driver of the ATV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Until there is a special motorcycle or ATV lane, they should be banned. Do you think tourists are warned that they would not be insured if they drive ATVs on public roads?
No.
ATVs on pavement are like using soccer cleats to run in the streets. Oh, wow. Yeah. This person says, Dwight, the main roads in Nassau are just like off-road. Just like
I love it. I love it.
See,
that is hilarious.
They got us for jokes, man. This is why.
It's true though. We got some bad roads. I think that person's just having a time with you this morning.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. we hope folks are paying attention. We hope our legislators are listening and that they will do something. Yeah. We need to regulate these. I don't know if a ban. I would do it if it were up to me. But regulation definitely. Perhaps time periods. Definitely not through downtown. But we need some restrictions on all of this.
Have they really just taken the place of scooters though? Do you want them to bring scooters back?
Are you sure the scooters went anywhere? I don't think they did.
The scooters were all over town.
They're still all over.
I think I see more ATVs than I see scooters.
Yeah, because families, we're marketing ourselves for families. So you can pile up the kids in the back seat. I've seen the kids in the front seat. There was a 12-year-old boy the other day.
He wasn't driving though.
I'm sure I've seen that before. I'm sure I have. I mean, would you be surprised?
I really wouldn't.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a 5-year-old driving. No, Who would stop him? Who would stop him if he's got a certain look from a certain country? Nobody's going to stop him. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
All fun and games, man. It's all fun and games. Have you ever been to Kingston?
I have.
You see the situation with the traffic going on there, right? It's only a matter of time. I mean, the last major road improvement was, I guess, under the Ingram administration. And they're blatantly ignoring all the cries for help. People, cars are being damaged. Businesses are being ruined. I saw a picture on WhatsApp with a whole jitney bus stuck in a pothole on Marlborough Street in the middle of Bay Street, stopping traffic. This is affecting our lives. And we just, blatantly making fun of it. I called Erin Greenshaw yesterday, and I told her we all have to be accountable because everyone is breaking the law. Everyone is going beyond the speed limit. People are still texting, driving, even the police officers. And it's just a big joke. But, when investors come in and buy up the country because there's corruption, the small things turn into big things. Let's hold each other accountable, please, because there are going to be more lives that are going to be taken innocently and aimlessly if we don't stop and fix something. Please, let's put some pressure on these politicians.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So what the texter said, last week I was driving on Village Road and I came to the junction of Village and Burnett Wolf. You know what I mean, right? And I looked and I'm like, oh, look at these nice yellow lines that are, just zigzagged across the road.
What year was this?
This was just last week. And remember when they put those boxes down that if the light change and you in them boxes, you can get a ticket or whatever.
Are you saying they're back?
I thought I saw the lines there. Not that anyone is paying attention to them.
Because all of them washed away. I don't know what happened.
So what was the point of all of that?
That was passed as, I believe, that was the law.
But it wasn't enforced.
It wasn't enforced much, and it definitely went away once the markings disappeared. And I think the administration changed as well. And it's just and everyone is back to blocking up the road, and they don't care. They don't care. And if you hold back, which I do often, because you know that you're going to block up the intersection, the people behind you will blow you, come around you, spit on your car, throw everything they have at you as if you were a witch or something from the 1600s. That's how they act.
It's crazy. There was a disgusting man, and I call him disgusting. I was coming by, Super Wash there on that. Is that Bar 20? Not Bar 20. Super Wash on Ross Corner. Anyway, through there. And I drove past this guy. He obviously wanted to come out of the corner. I didn't let him come out of the corner, driving straight. When he got out of the corner, he came around traffic, pulled up next to me, to curse me out for not. It's my choice whether I let you out the corner or not. You're not entitled to me stopping to let you out the corner. But there were two things that stood out to me. One, you are a man and I'm a woman. And you literally rolling up on me to curse me out because I didn't let you out the corner. What type of person are you? And two, the car had no license plates.
Oh, wow. What type of car was this?
It was a Honda. It was a silver Honda Accord.
Oh.
And no license
Lucky you didn't
plate.
get shot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I'm
No,
not
that's
sorry.
the truth.
I'm not sorry.
No, that's the truth.
I'm not sorry. That I actually.
When I
yeah,
told
you
my
are lucky you
husband
didn't
that,
get
he
shot.
was like,
Honda
you know.
Accord.
So you have to be scared not to let people out the corner now.
We'll take this call, and then we've got to take a break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Good morning, DeQuesta.
Good morning.
Yeah, you know, it is the small things that lead up to big things. And when you can't solve the small things, then, hey, it mushrooms into the bigger things, eh?
Yeah.
I was one that spoke about those boxes that was placed into the intersections at a particular time, and I think it was done under the Minister administration. And I praise the Minister administration for that because actually that plan worked. It was enforced at the beginning of those boxes being placed.
It's still the law.
Right, and it's the law. But yet the boxes have been erased, and especially the intersection of Soldier Road, Prince Charles, and that intersection right there. They continuously block that. And it seems as if you put these things out in the public airwaves, and the administrations that hear about these road concerns, it appears that there's no word about it. They don't come out and make an announcement. They don't do anything. So when are we going to get these agencies to function properly? But let's continue to see what happens out on the roads, okay?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. A couple messages if you go to the break. This person says here, trail bikes are allowed on the streets, but were not necessarily manufactured for public streets. More often than not, you can see our visitors stunt driving on these streets regardless of liability disclaimers and waivers that are signed. If the driver was negligent, then prosecute him fully. However, it is dangerous to put all the proverbial eggs in one basket. Okay. The vehicles shouldn't be on the streets. They shouldn't. I'm sorry if you operate a legitimate business. I'm sorry, but this is not safe.
Or maybe even consider having more mature drivers, like a minimum age, to rent them. So
I don't
maybe
think it's going to make a difference.
maybe it will, maybe it won't. But at least you won't have 18 and 19-year-olds being wild in them.
Yeah. This person says the problem with those ATVs is the drivers generally have a mentality that they're playing with toy cars.
Right.
I recall passing a line of them on the Cable Beach Strip. They also had a guide. The American woman switched lanes in front of me with no warning, no signal. She did not look behind her for blind spots. My front bumper was a foot from her after I slammed on my brakes. Wow. These tourists are dangerous, and especially dangerous on these joyride vehicles. I also noticed that some tourists also have this mentality that they own the road because they are tourists. Yeah. I hope that tourist driver fights that vehicular manslaughter charge vigorously. What? Oh, really? Reversing is not driving dangerously. Is that what was happening?
No.
Okay. Anyway, by the way, are they handing out gold at? Oh boy, I don't want to read the rest of this message. Now this would be me. Yeah, I don't want to say this, texter. You can call in and say it, but I don't want to read this. You already trying to bother these poor people trying to make a hustle. I'll let DeQuesta read it, but I don't think I need to read that on here. But they're trying to make some money, Texas.
And everybody making money.
Yeah,
you know,
the
drivers.
I mean, you can't be mad at their hustle there.
They do need more organization there, though, because of the volume of cars that
so
are
that
there.
part
Yes,
isn't good.
that part, yeah, but it's a legit operation.
Let's go to the break. When we come back, we got a lot more to talk about this Tuesday morning. A lot happening in the news today. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic that only I feel that way. I promise them that you're different, and everyone makes mistakes, but just don't. I heard forget that you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell them it's just your culture, and everyone rolls their eyes. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm asking, baby. Please, 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 don't prove I'm right. Please, 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 don't bring
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Any real-time traffic, heavy traffic on Eastern Road, just east of Fox Hill, if you're heading westbound, all the way up to Johnson Road, as usual at this hour. And we're seeing some slow-moving traffic on Bernard and Fox Hill at the Fox Hill Parade, the roundabout there. Prince Charles Drive also busy for you westbound on the way to Beatrice Avenue and straight through to Soldier and Robinson Road if you're heading westbound. Also, Independence Drive, heavy traffic both directions, but especially westbound this morning. And Blue Hill Road is a bit congested near Carmichael, but Carmichael is backed up quite a bit eastbound to Blue Hill Road, and some slow-moving traffic near St. Vincent and Blue Hill. Marla Butler Highway, heavy traffic for you from well south of Bellet Road, straight through the Fire Trail roundabout, and on the way to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. Glaston Road also seeing some slow-moving traffic for you this morning, northbound. Building traffic on Carmichael westbound to Coral Harbor Road. Those are your hotspots right now. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Event Traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. And time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Here's what's happening. We've got tropical storm warnings in effect for the central and southeast Bahamas now as Oscar continues making its return visit through the Bahamas. And that's going to mean localized flooding in the central and southeast Bahamas in low-lying and flood-prone areas and a high risk of rip currents across all beaches. For the rest of the Bahamas, northern and eastern coastlines in the northern and northwest Bahamas might experience sea spray and overtopping waves, and near gale winds may occur in the northern Bahamas today. So again, a tropical storm Oscar is causing unsettled weather across the central and southeast Bahamas. High pressure will maintain very windy conditions over the majority of the islands today. A surface trough, the remnants of Oscar once it moves through, will linger across the central and southeast Bahamas through the middle of the week. And the high pressure will continue to build across the archipelago. Meanwhile, tropical moisture associated with the westward moving tropical wave will generate unsettled weather across the southeast Bahamas by Friday. So right now, for the central and southeast Bahamas, they're seeing cloudy to overcast and windy conditions. Anywhere from a 40 to 100% chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially in the southeast Bahamas today. Winds for the central islands northwest at 25 to 30 knots with gusts to 45 knots. And in South Bahamas, south to southwest at 25 to 30 knots with gusts to 45 knots. In your extended outlook, for the next few days, for Wednesday, we are looking at partly sunny with conditions with occasional cloudy periods. In the northwest and northern Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy in the central and southeastern islands. By Thursday, partly sunny in the northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, partly cloudy in the southeastern islands. And Friday, partly sunny and breezy in the most of the country, northern, northwest, and central Bahamas, but partly cloudy and breezy in the southeast Bahamas. And in the tropics, we'll have more on Oscar in just a bit, but for the rest of the tropics, tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That is your morning blend weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. If you missed the car show this weekend, don't miss Easy Car Sales. It still has clearance deals and discounts on all 2024 models while they last, and now in-house financing can make it easy for EV everyone to drive electric. Visit easy242.com to find out more.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This October, Dunkin' Donuts is brewing more than just coffee. We're brewing strength because we're stronger together. Donate at any Dunkin' location to support breast cancer awareness, and we'll match every dollar you give. Together, we're making a real difference for the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group. Sip, smile, support. When we stand together, we're stronger together because the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
The Anchor Awards are just around the corner, and we're celebrating our amazing fishers. Want to be a part of the fun? Grab your tickets now at ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards. Tickets are just $60 and it's super easy to purchase. Click Buy Tickets, choose how many you want, and boom, your QR codes get sent straight to your inbox. All you got to do now is dress up, show up, and let us scan you in. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today. Let's honor our Legends of the Sea on November 16th at the Bahama Resort Convention Center.
A legacy of leadership. Join the International Third World Leadership Association in partnership with the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation for Legacy Weekend, celebrating the legacy of Dr. Miles Monroe and other visionary leaders. November 8th to the 9th, experience 3 powerful events. ITWLA hosts Legacy Leadership Lectures, honoring distinguished global leaders. November 9th, the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation presents Legacy Walk to Remember, 5K and 10K routes along West Bay Streets, Nassau, Bahamas. Then join us for the Legacy Reunion Concert, featuring Grammy-winning gospel artist Yolanda Adams and Sherwin Gardner at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center.
Hey guys, it's Yolanda Adams. It's about to be a celebration November 8th through the 10th at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. I can't wait to see you. Come on.
Visit ITWLA.com for details. Don't miss Legacy Weekend.
Your health just got brighter with Lamp Insured. Sign up for Doctors Hospital's Lamp Insurance Supplement Plan and enjoy copay waivers and complete access with no upfront ER or inpatient collections. Only $30 per month. Visit doctorshosp.com/lamp to sign up or contact 242-822-1009. That's 242-822-1009. Your journey to affordable and worry-free healthcare begins now.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
Now, sir, are you ready for November 2nd? Because we are ready!
Hi, this is KB, and I will be performing live.
Break and Scrape Explosion. Reloaded.
This is the one and only Fan John letting y'all know that yours truly will be performing.
Oh yeah, this your boy D-Mac, and I'll be performing live.
Keep the vibe alive, music groove, and Alpha Sounds Promotion invites you to the biggest Rake and Scrape concert of the year.
And you thought they was gonna leave me out?
Saturday, November 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground.
It's me, Mama D.
This is Wilfred Solomon.
Yo, it's your boy Ron.
It's your boy Elliot from the New Breed Band.
The biggest artist up at 242.
It's your boy Shine 242. Hey, it's Sherrod Taylor.
It's your boy Johnny K.
Falcon Sugar.
It's your boy DJ Rev.
It's me now, Funky D.
This is your girl Nishi Out Us, aka Miss Loose Me.
Hey there, this is Freak on Beat.
Hey, this is Cheeto D, and I will be performing live.
Hey, it's me, Julian Believe.
Tickets available at the Beauty Shack and BahamasHeatTickets.com. The countdown is on. Rake and Scrape Explosion. Best of the best.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. And now at 8:19, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. The very latest on Tropical Storm Oscar. Tropical storm warnings in effect for the central and southeast Bahamas as Oscar is making its way through the Bahamas once again. As of 6 o'clock this morning, Oscar was near latitude 22.7 degrees north and longitude 74.8 degrees west, or about 15 miles south of Long Island, or 30 miles east of Crooked Island. That puts it 230 miles southeast of New Providence. We'll get the updated information on Oscar in just a moment, and as soon as we get that, we'll bring that to you. But Oscar is moving towards the north-northeast near 12 miles per hour. A faster northeastward motion is expected later today and on Wednesday. On the forecast track, the center of Oscar is expected to move near the southeast and central Bahamas today, then move away from the Bahamas tonight and Wednesday. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts. While a little change in strength is forecast during the next day or so, Oscar is expected to become a post-tropical low by tonight and then absorbed by another low-pressure area by Thursday. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 105 miles east and northeast from the center. So the areas that likely will be impacted right now in the central and southeast Bahamas: Long Island, Rum Cay, San Salvador, Crooked Island, Acklins, Long Key, Mayaguana, Inagua, and Ragged Island. Tropical storm conditions include heavy rainfall and thunderstorms with possible tornadic activity, and residents could experience flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas, especially as rainfall amounts of 3 to 5 inches with isolated amounts of 8 inches are expected, especially in the southeast Bahamas. Again, we're expecting the updated information any moment now on Oscar. But that is your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. And it's time for another check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In your real-time traffic, heavy traffic on Milo Butler Highway, well south of the Bellet Road intersection junction there, and straight through the Fire Trail roundabout, all the way up to Tawny Williams-Darling Highway. And traffic is backed up along Tawny Williams-Darling Highway as well, west and eastbound toward the roundabout. Over on Gladstone Road, it's a different situation, a much better alternate route for you, and just a bit of congestion, just a bit manageable on the JFK Drive side, eastbound along Lake Cunningham, and westbound picking up near Theodore Lane. Also, eastbound on JFK Drive, you're going to see a bit of congestion as you get closer to the Prospect Ridge Harold Road roundabout. We also have Independence Drive seeing some very heavy traffic, westbound mainly and eastbound even, between the roundabouts of Blue Hill Road and East Street. Blue Hill Road busy for you near Carmichael and north of Soldier on the way to that roundabout with Independence Drive. And you're going to see more traffic for you on Blue Hill as you get closer to Cordo Avenue, looking busy there. And Cordo and Market Street also seeing some heavy traffic at this hour. Elsewhere, Prince Charles Drive still busy for you as you approach Beatrice Avenue and into Robinson Road. Very heavy, slow-moving traffic westbound this morning. Those are your hot spots. That's your Morning Blend traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Are you interested in property on one of our 16 island destinations? Well, the Tourism Development Corporation, in partnership with the Bahamas Development Bank, is officially launching our Home Sweet Home incentive. Join the vacation market by transforming your properties into vacation rentals. Earn up to $10,000 or more in funding and start building today. Register at tdcbahamas.com. From October 7th to November 18th. What are you waiting on? Build your vacation home today.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Here's the Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil, shrimp,
clays.
stew, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
So, yes, me and you, what we can do, one for two, I got it up, go smooth, it down like, Sally, so, yes, me and you, what we can do, one for two, I text this girl, she texts me back, she says she ready for some of that, I say what you talking about, you know, she stopped the show, well, let's go, I pick her up, around 9 o'clock, we head down, right and down, on a go smooth, it down like, Sally, so, yes, me and you, what we can do, one for two, I got it up, go smooth, it down like, Sally, so, yes, me and you, what we can do, one for two. Man, look here, I've been on the beach with this one gal, look, she come looking for me, boy was scared with me, drawers, I see this flashlight coming down, 4:30 in the morning, man, look here, man, not the same time, I almost get catch. My wife come looking for me with a face so vexed. She say, what you doing down by the beach? From 9 till 4:30. I was picking some margarine to make us some medicine on a go slow way down by Sally so. Oh, just me and you. What we do? One for two. I got enough go slow way down by Sally so. Oh, just me and you. What we do?
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeQuessa Dean on this Tuesday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to get details about the Connect for Cancer Fun Run Walk, which is coming up this weekend. All the details about that. And later, we kick off a new series with Maison Bahamas. We're talking about real estate trends, the homes and properties for sale, and all manner of exciting things. We're looking forward to that. A once-a-month segment on Morning Blend Business. So a lot to get to, but we also still talking about what's in the news and still getting your messages. So before the break, we were talking about ATVs, these vehicles all over the street. This accident, a fatal accident over the weekend, and getting your reaction to that. And so we got a few more of your messages, I think, on this. Oh, boy. This person says, Dwight, you're right. Rules for us and not for them. I remember an officer telling me to put my shirt in my pants and fix my tie as a school kid while I was downtown. Yet I see women walking in their underwear and bras and the men bareback downtown.
Would that be swimsuits he talking about?
I think they are.
Okay.
Although you never know. And yes, they texted earlier about the woman who was holding a baby and a bear. Yes, that was a woman in an ATV with a child and a bear. Fun times.
Yeah,
fun times. What does DeQuessa mean? What does DeQuessa Bain mean? Oh, Lord.
That's fine. That's me.
That the driver was a man. Does she want only women to curse her out? I'm confused and offended.
You're not just confused and offended. Something's obviously wrong with you.
Yeah, say the other words.
That's who it was. I'm giving you a factual statement. That's simple. Like, it's something.
But it makes it a more threatening thing when it's a man. That's what you
absolutely
meant by that, right?
does. And, an aggressive man with a mild woman sitting in the car, not
Right.
even responding to you.
Do you get that texture that women are constantly in a state of fear in our country? And when a man is cursing at you, it's very different from a woman cursing at you. And men might not get that.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. You can call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
All right. I hear you talking about those ATV.
Yes.
Yeah, they are not no street bikes. They're supposed to be trail bikes off the road.
Right.
Yeah, and those bikes belongs on the road. The government know that. Everybody know that. But the problem is, it's the reason why they on the road. And I can tell you that, but I'll tell you that personally.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'll see you personally and tell you how they get on the road.
Oh, boy. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey.
When he tell you, tell me. I want to know, too.
Okay. All right, so one text that I want to get to the work that's begun with the crime initiative in Englerston. We can get to that in just a bit. People tell me they've John Quell Jones has been speaking about this, saying that she's not given up her citizenship. She was awarded citizenship by Bosnia so that she'd be able to play for them, but she didn't give up her citizenship. So all those who are using that as some horrible nonsense yesterday, and still are thinking that way. She's proud to be Bahamian, and everything she has is 2 for 200, and she got the map of the Bahamas on her shoes. So please stop it.
I mean, just how hypocritical is it? How many things do you give up?
But people are telling their kids not to come back to the country.
I mean, like, it's hypocritical.
And they are very proud to tell you that.
Correct.
Oh, I'm going to tell my children not to come here.
Right. It's hypocritical.
Yeah, it's very sad. Yeah. One more call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Brother Glenn and Sequester Den.
Good morning.
Dwight Duquessis, yes.
Dwight,
Mhm.
well, I apologize for my wrong mistake like we do as Bahamians. But in regards to that incident over on Awaki where that young man lost his life in those ATVs, that's not the first incident. In the past year and a half, we had one that lost his life right in the front of the fish fry, doing the donut-style maneuvering. And he lost his life, and it was another 21-year-old man just a year and a half ago. I don't know if you recall that. So this is the second fatality we have had with those ATVs, where the instructors are not instructing them or they're not following the guidelines. Believe you me, I'm at the fish fry. I work out there. And to see the foolishness these guys are taking advantage of on the streets, the police pass them by like, hey, how you doing? Good afternoon, and bye. And they're doing all kind of junk, endangering themselves and the general public. And it's sad because you hear them saying they're going before the courts and they're getting charged with manslaughter or vehicle homicide or whatever it is. But nobody never know the results when they go back home to America. Because they go to court today, they fly out tomorrow, and nothing will never be heard from the incident. That's two young men in the past 2 years. Then life was taken away in their prime. Something has to be done. Rules and regulation has to be in place for these guys. And I see babies on the back of the ATV. It's the same thing the caller said. Mothers, bears in their hand, baby in their next hand. It's like, it's a no, don't care attitude when it comes to our rules and regulation in the Bahamas. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, as I said, they're not designed for street use. I don't know what we're doing. All right. So really quickly, I want you to hear this. We talked about it yesterday, and we had the National Security Minister on with us yesterday, giving the outline of the initiative, which began in Engliston yesterday. And take a listen to how day one went. This is a report from our Vonique Toot.
The clearing of several bushy areas in the Montel Heights community signaled the start of the government's Clear Hold Build initiative, which aims to dismantle organized crime operations and eliminate identified stash houses. ASP Mikkel Pinder revealed a man was killed near one of the cleared areas this year, underscoring the urgent need for intervention.
Earlier this year, a male was killed, murdered in this area. And so if you look right over there, that is the area where most persons, when they're coming into Montel Heights off of the highway, they would usually use this particular area to get into Montel Heights, commit the crimes, and then leave. And so as a part of our Clear, Hold, and Build strategy, we choose to clear down this property so that residents within this community could feel a little bit safer.
Residents expressed their support for the initiative, which will include the removal of derelict vehicles and the identification of owners of abandoned properties, but called for an increased police presence.
I like to see police stop harassing motorists on the road and focus on the criminals who they know have the guns and the drugs. I would like to see that. I don't mind if they harass the motorists. Okay, you're not licensed, okay. But 5 people get killed one day, 3 people get killed one day. Where the police presence is? On the road, booking cars, towing cars, that's it? That's what we need them for? Oh man. If they can do right, do right. Guide the people, protect the people. I think it's a good thing, man. It's a good strategy, you know? It's a good strategy. Police presence would be good too, instead of wasting time on the road booking for tickets. Police presence would be good too.
All this crime going on and things.
The decision to initiate the operation in Engliston was influenced by alarming crime statistics. According to Police Commissioner Clayton Fernandez, there have been 13 homicides reported from January 1st to October 6, 2024 in the South Central Division of New Providence, with 8 occurring in Engliston alone. Fernandez highlighted specific hotspots, particularly in Wilson Tract and Montel Heights, where areas like Lincoln Boulevard, Miami Street, Florida Court, Key West Street, and Washington Street have seen significant gunfire activity.
We're going to be in this area for 3 weeks. We're going to take Montel Heights for this week, and then next week we're going into Richmond Park, and after that we're going to go into the immediate area of Angleston.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonik Toot.
All right, let's get your reaction really quickly. I only have a couple minutes on this, but so the work has begun. We'll see how this goes. They said they've got about 3 to 4 weeks in the area, and they'll evaluate it and move on to another area as well. So I know we're keeping our fingers crossed that it achieves the results.
Yes.
I don't know if I agree with the person they spoke to in the report about how the police need not be harassing motorists. I think that's where you got most of your criminals these days.
I mean, criminals got to ride, right? They got to get from point A to point B. There are laws that traffic laws that need to be obeyed as well.
Those are laws too.
Yeah, there are different segments of law enforcement, and so the police need to be everywhere. In my opinion, they should be everywhere.
And we keep saying, sweat the small stuff. Sweat the small stuff. You're going to change people's attitudes about what they can get away with.
Correct. And go where you can have the most impact first.
Yeah.
And that gives you momentum, right? You start with small things and you become successful in those areas, and then you can add to that because it gives you momentum and you start to see immediate results.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Let's take these calls really quickly. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan. How
Hi.
are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
And my lady.
Good morning.
Morning. A gentleman called you a few minutes ago. These SUVs, or these bikes. He can call some names. He can tell you off there. Trust me. It's politicians. You hear me? I can tell you the same thing, but I wouldn't go any further. It's politicians. They get what they want when they want it. They hire cheap labor. These guys... I used to be in the massive way. You can't find bus boys no more because they could go to the jet ski jobs and these jobs with these bikes and stuff. They get them licensed and that's it. But one day I'll see. I'm a first-time caller, but I'll call you some other time.
Great. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot. And we'll take this final call here. Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
And morning to you guys also.
Good morning.
Right. I call and most times when I call and I talk to you, I keying in on the psyche and the psychology or what I believe is at the heart of our problem. So I want to throw out something here this morning. There's a genre of music that we taken in from North America named drill music, right? And because this music is so vile and offensive, the opposite of the word drill is actually kill. But because they can't say that over Echo airwaves, they change it to drill. And literally is these anthems of brothers that are popular for singing about killing African American males from the ages of 25 to 13 and how they are going to do it. Wow. And I think those things are playing more and more into the young brothers in our communities' psyche, and that's what they're listening to, and that's a part of their anthem. It's just like if you go to school and you recite our national anthem. Well, this drill music, and some of these characters like Lil Durk, they have an ex-brother named King Fawn, and all the rest of these guys, they leading this movement to where it's popular and it's a part of pop culture for young black males between the ages of 25 and 13 to shoot one another down.
Wow.
Yeah. So what do you think we should do?
What I think we need to do, we have to find a way to address and combat the psyche. And I think that starts, if we start from preschool, let's start to replace these characters, especially from a technological standpoint, which are national heroes. Let's start teaching our kids from a young age. Like, we have to detach ourselves from the American culture. Right now, and I continue to tell people, the front runner for the American president is a convicted felon. And we have to look at what is going on in these countries, okay? And we have to start saying, we need to start openly running a campaign to reject this culture that is being pumped on us. And we have to start it, and I think it's a 20-year process, of teaching the young one. starting out young and replacing these American characters with the heroes and our teachers and the people who paved the way for us. We need to fight this culture because it's very invasive, it's subtle, and we call it entertainment. But if the brothers ain't going to school, Dwight, and they sitting there all day listening to a young thug, this is another character from Atlanta, and they listening to him all day, they start to take on this this demeanor, this identity, and they start to reenact a Lil Wayne. And then when you look, this where they gathering their frame of reference from. There's Lil Wayne and Young Thug and the rest of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because that message, and it's so powerful, it's so easy, it's so accessible, we need to find a way to combat and fight against that. And I think we have to create our own, because that's where I believe the identity is lost. Yeah. And right after a certain point, the identity is lost. I strongly, I don't see how, at that point, I believe it's next to impossible to actually grab that brother after he already burnt his psyche out from taking in that American.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, and this is a new phenomenon. We had this issue in the 90s with gangster rap as well, and it was having as likely as a dangerous an impact on some folks. All right, so this text as we go to the break, this person says, I respectfully disagree with your logic. One, scooters and mopeds don't have doors or seat belts, yet they are operated safely throughout the country. Safely, hey, okay, sure. The law should be enforced for anyone breaking the traffic laws, not banning an entire industry based on a few accidents. And two, they are called ATVs, which stands for all-terrain vehicle. They can be driven safely on any road. The innocent shouldn't have to suffer for the guilty. You know fully well, though, Texter, that all-terrain is mainly for off-the-road. Off-road. In fact, the police refer to this as a UTV, utility terrain vehicle, because these aren't supposed to be what you drive your family to school in every day. And again, the issue is you're competing with cars with doors and giant trucks that go flying down West Bay Street every day as if what the cargo they have in them is on fire. Yeah. So this is a recipe for disaster. A whole train of ATVs and a giant Mack truck and our not entirely paved properly roads in some cases. So we can pretend like we expect people to be responsible all the time, but we know differently. We know that we've got a lot of issues, and this is making things more challenging than they need to be. But anyway, we got to take a break. We're going to change gears. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. A whole lot more coming up after the break. Stay with us.
So, oh, yes, me and you, what we can do, one for two, I got enough, go smooth, it down back, Sally, so, oh, yes, me and you, what we can do. Save for a big purchase or occasion? Do you want your money to start making money for you? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond. I am guaranteed to earn interest on your money with terms ranging from 1 to 6 years. Government savings bonds are available to all Bahamians, and for as little as $100, you can start to save for your future. The Bahamas Government Saving Bond, a safe investment guaranteed. Check out the Central Bank of the Bahamas website for details.
The Anchor Awards are just around the corner, and we're celebrating our amazing fishers. Want to be a part of the fun? Grab your tickets now at ticketflare.com/Anchor Awards. Tickets are just $60, and it's super easy to purchase. Click Buy Tickets, choose how many you want, and boom. Your QR codes get sent straight to your inbox. All you got to do now is dress up, show up, and let us scan you in. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today. Let's honor our Legends of the Sea on November 16th at the Bahama Resort Convention Center.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Get ready for an exciting October with National Public Service Week. Join us for a fun-filled week of the community spirit and celebration. Kicking things off October 17th, the Family Feud Night at Anethol Rogers High School at 6 p.m. Bring your family and compete for some fantastic prizes. Then you don't want to miss the Golden Oldies and Old School Dance Friday, October 25th, 8 p.m. happening at the Ministry of Public Service and Ministry of Health Veranda and Lower Terrace. Let's groove to the classics. Ready for some friendly competition? Join us for the Softball Jamboree on Saturday, October 26th and November 2nd, starting at 9 a.m. at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. On Sunday, October 27th, join us for a meaningful church service at Bahamas Harvest JFK, 11 a.m. And then, of course, we're going to honor our retirees Monday, October 28th at 10 a.m. for the Retirees Recognition Ceremony and Reception at Government House. Curious about your future? You don't want to miss the career fair on Tuesday the 29th and Wednesday the 30th at the Kendall G.L. Isaacs Gymnasium. Ah, boy, we can't forget the float parade. November 1st, departing at 9 a.m. from Arawaki. Show your colors and celebrate with us. This is National Public Service Week 2024.
Oh, what fun! The most wonderful time of year is almost here. If you're dreaming of a car, new home, land, travel abroad, or big gifts to share, CIBC Caribbean will help you get your wish list prepared. Start early. Applying now for a loan online at CIBCFCIB.com. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. And it's coming. It's the Connect for Cancer Fun Run Walk. It's the South Beach Constituency. Also got a mini health expo, so there's going to be a lot going on. Here to tell us all about this, we're very pleased to have with us the Member of Parliament for South Beach. First time on the show, Bacchus Roll. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, Dwight.
And from City of Hope, we have Lakeisha Morley.
Good morning. Good morning.
Great to have you both with us this morning. All right, so this is not the first time you're doing this, right?
No, this is the third annual.
Okay.
It's the fourth walk run, but this is the third year that we have had our major sponsor, City of Hope, involved, who has been tremendous. I have to just set the ground with that. We couldn't get this done without a wonderful sponsor that have really been sensitive to what the needs are for Bahamians and in this space, in this environment.
Yeah. So tell us how it came about. Take us back 3-4 years ago to why you wanted to have an event like this for South Beach.
Well, really, it's really a brainchild of the constituency office, and just born out of a notion that we wanted to help. We wanted to help those families and persons impacted by such a dreaded disease. And of course, having an athletic background, we thought that we would not only have have an event that would bring the whole community together. So we thought of, of course, the Health Expo.
Right.
And the intent is to encourage healthy lifestyles while we raise awareness of, heighten the awareness, and of course, to raise some funds so that we can assist those persons, families impacted.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I admire about the walk is that over all 4 of the walks, you've helped different entities. Like, I think the first year it may have been the Cancer Society. You've helped people in your community, so you're spreading the support from different organizations. Who did I miss? You supported.
Well, so in the first year, we did the Cancer Society of the Bahamas. You're correct. And of course, out of that, we were able to raise some funds. We made some donations, and then we had some free mammograms to our constituents. And out of those free mammograms, 3 of the ladies found out first time from those free mammograms that they were impacted.
Wow.
Right out of that, we said, you know what? We have to donate back into those persons themselves, right? And so we in the second year we went directly funds in pocket to those persons,
community
impacted.
members. Yes.
This year we've decided to go with Sister. Sister is a wonderful organization that's involved in the community in this space. But I was truly impacted a few months ago, driving to the University of the Bahamas from work. When Sister had right outside here, they took it to the streets,
right?
And they had their, the giving of donations and funds. I gave them a little more than $1. I'm gonna say that.
You're good for it.
But having that type of in-your-face presence. And then speaking with some persons from the organization, they mentioned that there is a real need, especially for the purchase of needles for the chemotherapy. And so we just decided, you know what? We're going to take what we raised from this race, from this fun run walk, to give to them so that they can assist with the purchase of needles for the ports for the chemotherapy, right? The race is a minimum cost, $20 for the 10K race. Those funds, of course, we want more persons to do the run so that we can donate more, of course. The walk, which is the 5K walk, that is free.
Oh, wow.
But what we've done this year, Dwight, is we've added just a different nuance. We've added a 2.5K for high school cross-country and high school students. Because we intentionally want to engage those young persons to heighten their awareness, but of course to begin the educational process for them in the village, in the race village for healthier lifestyles.
Excellent.
Screening for blood, for glucose, diabetes. We want to begin at that early age. We are seeing cancer impact more younger persons than before. So why not learn and be aware of it at an early age?
Right. Wow. Okay, this is great stuff that you're doing. So let's talk with City of Hope as the sponsor here. Lakeisha Morley, tell us about that, why this is important for City of Hope to be part of this.
Well, for us, we believe in giving back to society. We have quite a few Bahamians here that treat to City of Hope. So for us, we believe in giving back. We believe in bringing awareness. The only way that we can combat or fight against this cancer is, early detection, because that's key. And this is one of those formats that we tend to, get that information out there. And also to bring awareness to say, listen, we are here. If you need help, we're here to assist.
Yeah, great stuff. All right, so many questions, Bacchus Roll. Tell us about the Health Expo part of it, and then we'll get details about how to register and all of that.
Okay, great. So the Health Expo is after the race, of course. We have a number of vendors. The major vendor really is Chef Addie from the University of the Bahamas, Addie Farrington. She can teach you guys how to do some healthy meals.
Okay.
The one that I really like is the fat-free chicken sauce.
Oh, wow.
Right? so
what does that mean? No chicken.
I don't know. Chef Addie's the best, and she knows how to do it. And then there, of course, there's Serene Medical Center, one of our sponsors as well, located on Soldier Road, where Dr. Charmaine Bodie and her staff will be out doing glucose testing, high blood pressure testing, screenings, giving just overall healthy consultation with regards to meals, not only for those persons who are impacted or concerned about cancer, but just in everyday life.
Right.
Consultation,
Yes.
nutrition, etc., etc. There is the Nassau Agency Limited, Lightborn Trading, Comber Brewery, Caribbean Bottling with Dasani Water and Powerade, etc. So those things will be available, and then we have a masseuse corner.
Okay.
That BTVI, the massage students from BTVI come out and they, give you the good work down after you worked up. So it's going to be a great time, a fun time, an opportunity for us to engage, and of course there are prizes and surprises at every age group.
Okay, all right.
Good stuff.
So what's the route? And you're keeping this in the South Beach constituency?
We don't, as close as we can.
Okay.
So we're on, the route begins and the village is on the beach itself, which is Rural Road South.
Okay.
So you go, east onto South Beach Road, north onto East Street, to the police station at Zion Boulevard, left, or that's west on Zion Boulevard to Blue Hill Road, back to the beach.
Okay.
That is the
So a
five.
loop.
That is
Okay.
that is the 5K.
Okay.
The 10K, the big race. Challenge anybody who could beat me. One out. The 10K is from the beach, right onto South Beach Road, north onto East Street, all the way up to Soldier Road, which is the corner of Esso.
Right. Rubis. Right there,
Or
right?
Esso, Rubis, Scotia.
Yeah.
Right.
West on Soldier Road onto Blue Hill Road,
Oh, my goodness.
back to the beach.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Is that just for the runners? That's just
for the runners.
That's
for
a
the
lot.
runners.
You're
That's
going to
the-
run it?
These knees don't allow that. No.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm going to do the
That's
walk.
a run.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
Wow.
That's a very
So are there
impressive.
medals
Yes,
for
there are.
everyone or just
There
the
are,
finishers?
Of course, there are medals
first,
for
second?
all the walkers.
Okay.
And there are medals for all the participants. But of
Okay.
course, the runners receive trophies.
Okay.
I think there are some giveaways and some TVs, some NutriBullets.
Nice.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, just to kind of get persons involved. And
Yeah.
all you need to win those things would be just to register.
All right, so how are you doing this? Because you said the walk is free.
The walk is free.
That's almost crazy. But that's how? How are you doing
We
that?
want to engage our community.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have any hindrance. I don't
Okay.
want you to tell me, man, I wanted to come, but boss, man, I didn't have that
Wow.
money.
Right.
What you
That's
mean?
excellent.
Right.
Hey, I'm encouraging healthy lifestyle.
That's really great.
All you need to encourage a healthy lifestyle is to want to make the decision
Yes.
and put the first step forward.
Excellent.
I refuse to allow a payment
Yeah.
to be a hindrance for you in that regard.
So there's no excuses.
Right.
No
For the
excuses.
walkers, yeah.
Wow.
Now, the runners,
Yeah.
those of you who are avid runners,
Yes.
I encourage you, please support. Because the more you support us, we can support the various organizations
Right.
in this regard.
And that support is, so super important.
We've had
Yeah.
good support in the past.
Great.
To be very honest, we're up to about 90 runners now.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Right. So you're not allowed to run the 5K. You want them to run the 10K.
To run the 10K.
Right. Right.
And walk the 5.
All right. What if you wanted to walk the 10K?
That'll take
Is that
forever.
It may take you some time. We'll
Yeah,
be there.
that'll take forever. That's about 3-4
We'll
hours.
be there, but if you want to do that, that's about a 2-hour
2
walk
hours,
possibly.
okay. Yeah.
I could do it. I could do it in 2 hours.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right, but you want the runners $20 registration fee. That's
Yes, and you can register on the website, which is www.mysouthbeach242.com. www.mysouthbeach242.com.
Okay.
Or you can walk into the constituency office on Cowpen Road and register. And of course, there are flyers going around, and you can scan the code and get in as quickly as that.
And if you are going to be the high schoolers taking part, what do you need to do?
So we have contacted various coaches at our neighboring schools, Prince William High, of course, Anatole Rogers, CV Bethel, I think C.H. Reeves has decided they will send a group in as
Okay,
well.
nice.
So we anticipate to have a number of high schoolers out there.
Okay.
And so we have contacted those athletic departments.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't have to pay the $20 charge.
Okay.
We want them there because we want to engage young people
Mm-hmm.
in this event.
Okay. Excellent stuff there. And if you're with other high school track clubs,
Feel free. If you're interested and you want to contact us, please contact us 422-6035. It's one of the race coordinators.
Give us that number again.
422-6035, Miss Roll. That's not my number. It's one of the race coordinators.
Right.
We'll be able to get you signed up and ready to go.
Okay. All right. And it starts at
6 a.m.
6 a.m. on Saturday.
Saturday, October 26th. It's the place you want to be.
Great stuff.
At the beach.
At the beach. It's a wonderful scene.
Yeah.
Especially if we anticipate a high tide. It's beautiful. South Beach is a unique beach. It's probably one of the only beaches where you're able to walk out for probably 2 miles.
Wow. Okay.
Especially in low tide.
2 miles?
Okay.
I always thought it was like 1.
Yeah, maybe one.
Yeah, okay.
Exaggerate a little bit. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. And the Expo is going to be right there as well.
Yes, the Expo is going to be right on the beach.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Great time. Bacchus Roll, thank you for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. And Lakeisha Morley with City of Hope, thank you for being here this morning as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you indeed for having us.
All right, don't miss it this Saturday, folks. All right, we're going to take a break for news and be back with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business coming up right here on Guardian 96.9.
Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
A legacy of leadership. Join the International Third World Leadership Association in partnership with the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation for Legacy Weekend, celebrating the legacy of Dr. Miles Monroe and other visionary leaders. November 8th to the 9th. Experience 3 powerful events. ITWLA hosts Legacy Leadership Lectures, honoring distinguished global leaders. November 9th, the Miles and Ruth Monroe Foundation presents Legacy Walk to Remember, 5K and 10K routes along West Bay Streets, Nassau, Bahamas. Then join us for the Legacy Reunion Concert, featuring Grammy-winning gospel artist Yolanda Adams and Sherwin Gardner at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center.
Hey guys, it's Yolanda Adams. It's about to be a celebration November 8th through the 10th at the Miles E. Monroe Diplomat Center. I can't wait to see you. Come on.
Visit ITWLA.com for details. Don't miss Legacy Weekend.
Enter to win big at the Entrepreneurship Think Tank, brought to you by the Tourism Development Corporation. Learn from top industry professionals on how to launch, scale, and expand your business all for free. Sign up today to win big with our special jackpot prizes set to take your business to the next level. It's all happening at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium on October 15th at 5:45 p.m. Don't wait. Sign up today at tdcbahamas.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And this morning we're very happy to be kicking off a brand new monthly segment here on Morning Blend Business. It's with Maison Bahamas. And joining us, our old friend Suzanne Black.
Nice of you to say that, Dwight.
You used to be quite a presence in this hour, especially on Guardian Radio for a while, but good to have you with us this morning.
Excellent to be here. Thank you.
All right, so tell people, you've been on before with Maison Bahamas, but let people know exactly what Maison Bahamas is all about.
Well, Maison Bahamas is the exclusive affiliate for Forbes Global Properties. I think people are familiar with Forbes magazine.
Right. Okay.
And it's not that many years ago that they formed their own really luxury real estate organization.
Wow.
And there are something like, let me give you some statistics. People like them. 17,000 luxury real estate experts worldwide in 27 countries. And 90 billion listing properties were sold in 2023. So it's pretty impressive.
90 billion?
90 billion listing, yep, in luxury properties in 2023. The founder and CEO of Forbes in the Bahamas is a well-known figure in real estate and in the luxury market, Ryan Knowles.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And so this is a great partnership there, and we're lucky to have you all with us every fourth Tuesday each month here. So it's going to be fun.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, we hope so.
All right, so let people know what we're going to be doing during this series. We're going to be talking about properties.
A little bit about properties, what's going on in the world. I mean, for example, I have some background information with me on this non-dom situation going on with the UK, if you think that's of interest. And there is a conference going on at Rosewood. It's Centurion 1 Second Annual Bahamas Summit. And there are high net worth individuals from all over the world, really. I've heard a number of countries mentioned. And we have an area there where we have information available for the visitors. And it's for Centurion 1 Capital bring us together the most prominent North American small cap growth companies to an audience of growth investors in the global market. And it's at Rosewood. And for those, and I admit I have to do my research, life's a learning curve, small cap companies have a market capitalization in the US, because it differs, of shares times the value of each share from $250 million to $2 billion. That's a small cap company. So
Wow.
we would call that quite a sizable
Right.
company.
Not
Yes.
small at all.
Anyway,
Right.
yes.
Mhm.
So, and it's sold out, and it's at the Roseway.
The event is sold out already.
The event is sold out already, yes. Uh-huh. And the kind of attendees they have would be companies across industries such as institutional, retail, family offices, which, you know, family offices are privately held companies that handle investment management for wealthy families in the range of, generally speaking, $50 to $100 million. We have a number of them here already, and they're managed by the investment banks. But all of these people come in, as well as corporate investors. And the bottom line is this. I think, and I've, goodness knows in my many years in financial sector, I chaired international conferences. And sometimes we tend to say, oh, ho, hum, just another bunch of people coming in. But these people mean potentially more investments, more jobs, more companies. And all of that's good for the Bahamas.
Right.
And also it increases, I mean, I think we'd agree, wouldn't you, our profile
Yeah.
as one of the leading international financial centers. That's important.
And it's a 3-day event, and it starts today.
Actually, the main meetings, if you would, start today, but yesterday there were various tours,
Okay. All right.
including some done by our organization.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So you any interest in properties already from some of the folks who've come in?
We have certainly heard that, I'm sure. Yes, it's hard to, I mean, look what the Bahamas does offer. I know, again, if we live here, we tend not to see it. But beyond the sun, sand, and sea, this is lifestyle here, an environment that's welcoming here. I've heard people comment on it, I'm sure you have too, and they like coming back. And what do we have? Yes, we have the golf courses, we have the gated communities, the Life at Keys, the Albany's, this, that, and the other. But basically, we have nice, hospitable people. I'm not saying we're all perfect, though.
Right.
But on the whole, we're welcoming and hospitable people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: Maison Bahamas. So with Forbes, and Forbes definitely going for the high end. Is that all that Maison Bahamas offers?
No. Well, when we say high end, of course, we do include the high end properties.
Right.
But luxury is an attitude of service. It's a
okay.
mindset, if you would. It's
Yeah.
how we treat one another. And so we deal with, all levels of incomes insofar as properties are concerned. If someone comes to us, our job is to see if we can help them and help them as best as we possibly can.
Yeah.
That's what real estate agents do, and certainly what we endeavor to do at Maison.
Yeah. So we're hearing sorry, Duquesne, we're hearing that the high end is the hot market though.
It's
is that
still
accurate?
doing extremely well, and actually there's not a great deal of inventory because the markets have done well. Now, there have been questions, has it slowed down a bit? Well, we live very close to a big neighbor called the United States of America, and normally when there are elections in the U.S., it tends to slow down a bit, but we are anticipating a very good year-end.
Yeah. You were.
So I would just, wanted you to share what the benefits are of using an agency like yours to source whatever you're looking for, whether property or whether it's a home. What are the benefits of,
Working with an agent.
Yeah, working with an agent.
That's a fair question. The bottom line is this. Buying an investment of the amount of real estate means you can probably be benefited by having someone who has a little experience and expertise in the market. And there's no charge. That's the good thing about it. Our job is to be on our toes, and if clients come to us and say, here's what I'm looking for. They, for example, see something, and we have a new website up, by the way, Dwight, which is doing very well, getting a lot of, these terminology we use, getting a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is doing very well. And they're looking for a $500,000, $600,000, $7,000 or property or less. Our job is to do the footwork for nothing, and then to arrange the showings.
Okay.
Right? So that's the benefit to the client. We're supposed to look after the client's interest. And we're supposed to be upfront and direct and honest with them.
Okay.
Well, I say direct. Maybe not everybody is direct. But generally speaking, we're supposed to tell them the truth of the situation to understand it. Now, from the point of view of people who want to market their properties, yeah, whatever it is, vacant property or homes, yeah, then imagine your home, DeQuiff, and you want to sell it. Do you really want to get all the calls every day? Well,
No,
I mean, imagine them trying to get you right now on Guardian Talk Radio. It would be impossible.
Right.
So they call us. We put together the information. We let you know when you're going to show your homes. Our job is to keep you informed of what the situation is, whether we got interest in it, what we think about the price. We endeavor to help you with pricing it right in the market. And if it's not, our job is to come back and say, maybe we should temper this a bit because markets change.
Right.
Why is that? People change.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Is that sort of the kind of information?
Yeah, absolutely.
Earlier you mentioned inventory. We're hearing that about the middle market as well, especially with so many people doing Airbnb.
Airbnb.
How much of an impact has it really had on what's available out there?
Let's just say again, there's not a great deal of inventory, but there are always properties coming to market because people they may be, for example, a family that their children are now often working for themselves, so they don't want the big house, or they've gone off to college and they downsize.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other is that perhaps they are just interested, the husband got a new job, or the wife did. I must speak up for the other side.
Right.
And all of a sudden they say, right, well, we want to sell this house and we want to go up. That's always happening. Now, is there a flood of available properties? No, because it's an active market. But again, get the right agent, put them to work for you, and find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
May it take a time investment, of course.
Yeah. So it's often said that there's a seller's market or buyer's market.
Right.
Like there are times in history or life or whatever when you're sitting in a seller's market and when you're sitting in what determines that shift in the
Availability.
market? Okay, so right now we're in a seller's?
Probably more of a seller's than a buyer's, yes.
Okay.
What does that mean? That means that there's less elasticity in price negotiation, basically, all right? But at the end of the day, if I want to sell you my property and I have you and maybe a couple other buyers and the timing is right, then it's called negotiation.
Right.
And on the whole, I think Bahamians are quite good with negotiation because that's one can always learn to negotiate better.
Right.
But let's say it's a good exercise.
Well, I was going to ask you. I mean, do sellers take your advice when it comes to pricing? Like, you're really asking for too much for this?
Now, because this is me and you and the question, sometimes not.
Yeah.
But if the seller doesn't wish to take our advice, that's fine. At the end of the day, it's the seller's decision or the buyer's decision.
And the market will speak for itself, eh?
And the market speaks for itself, right? And if one doesn't offer enough and somebody comes in, and we have had, because it is a seller's market, there have been situations where people come and they bid up.
Wow.
And they get the property, and there's nothing against the listed property owner accepting that.
Right.
Those are good times.
Yeah, those would be
I
good
remember
times.
times when things would be sitting on the market for
Forever.
years.
Right. And it depends on the price point, too. Where is the property price? There's recently a property in Carl Harbor. And I'll give a real-life example. A client came along, and he liked it, and it was a few $100,000. He was looking for a deal, and I said, fine. And I said, let me call the agent. I did, and the agent said, I'm showing on Sunday. So I called up the potential buyer, and I said, okay, we need to go Sunday. I don't usually go on Sundays, but for you, sir, I will make the exception, being noble,
Right.
And he said, no, I want to go Wednesday because that's when my contractor can go. And I said, sir, now we really need to go. Anyway, he didn't. Somebody else went in and bought the property.
Wow.
Oh.
See, they went in Sunday. They put in an offer. They bid up a bit over the price. They got the property. So that happens.
Okay.
But again, maybe it wasn't his time.
Right,
I
it
mean,
wasn't meant to be.
My way is what's meant to happen is going
Yeah,
to happen.
yeah.
Do your best, and if it doesn't work that time, have another go back to your agent and say, okay, let's keep going.
Mhm. But you got to be aggressive in this type of market, it seems.
I think one has to assert oneself and be ready to go
Yeah.
for it. But I think that's true in life, isn't it? You
Yeah,
know, I
Seems
mean,
so.
today, in
Yeah.
the good old days, people were a little more laid back.
Yeah.
Say we, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we could wait for our time because we didn't think it was right. But these days, time is much more instant in things happening, I think.
Well, I got to ask you about that. So we know that there's a lot of international interest
Right.
in here. So how much has that changed the aggressiveness that one needs to be? Because there are others who are really looking and going to pounce when they see an opportunity.
Well, it depends on the type of property. Of course, if you're looking at the Albanese, all right, or Life Key or Old Fort Bay, for most Bahamians, we're not going to be doing that. Now, many Bahamians do live certainly in Old Fort Bay and Life at Key. As Bahamians have moved up, they have bought properties. But in the other arenas, for the quote-unquote working Bahamian, which I consider myself as, or I don't like the term average,
Right.
but I don't know what average is anymore.
Right.
Right.
But for the working Bahamian, yes, you have to be prompt about it. And the key to it is go to the bank first and find out how much you can borrow. What are you good for? So when you have to move and put in the offer, if you would, through the agent, you can do it right away. Many Bahamians wait, and then they go to the bank.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things that's happening interesting, and you touched on that, is this non-DOMs, and I think it's been in The Guardian very recently, makes it very special for the Bahamas. This is high-end, of course, and what happens in worldwide, not just the UK, but apparently in Australia, Canada, because all governments want more money to spend. Dare I say that? I don't think I'm being unfair, Why is that? Well, part of it is because as people become more sophisticated, they want more service.
Right.
That's part of it. But in the non-dom situation, it means that non-domicile status, UK citizens, they can reside in the UK and have certain tax advantages insofar as properties they own offshore.
Right.
Now, the Labour government is looking at that. Gee, what a surprise.
Right.
And that's the way it goes. But certainly, that's a potential market that remains more and more UK. Now, in the articles, I believe the report said it hasn't been as active as we thought it could be. And I have read, certainly in some Forbes information and elsewhere, and by the way, I was very pleased to listen to the Honorable Ryan Pindu, the Attorney General, in a conference recently. And he was urging not just realtors, but certainly financial sector people generally, to be more assertive in marketing themselves abroad from the point of view of go on the trips when the ministry goes, right? Make a presentation when we make it. Develop in-house your own tax experts for these international clients. Which I thought was a very interesting push.
Yeah, definitely. So what's the market like here for non-DOMs? What are we seeing?
It's a little bit slower than we thought. And there's been, and I think Ryan Knowles was quoted in The Guardian, and he said that we need to perhaps be a little more assertive in this area, and we can be. And I'm a believer one can always do better. And so I think that generally for this, like I believe I will, when I had the pleasure of being on Guardian Talk Radio, I've always said, I always think Bahamians can do better. And we can, and we are.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much, other than the money coming in, would we benefit from that?
People have homes, they employ people, but they also, where people come and where they have money, they tend to do other things. For example, they use private banks, right? They set up their family trusts. Well, all of that creates jobs, and it creates jobs in areas where Bahamians really like to work, too, because of the pay. Now, benefits of hotels, of course. There's nothing at all wrong with having a career in any level of hotel service. The key is we should always do it with excellence. Whatever we do, we should do our very best.
Yeah. Well, all right. So that's a trend to watch. So other trends. This one is interesting. You were telling me off here about the silent resorts.
Oh yes, Kiama, indeed.
What in goodness name is a silent
what
resort?
is a silent? Because I'm sitting here thinking, okay.
It's totally solar powered.
Okay.
Everything. The homes are built. I think there are 8 private residences, and then there are club memberships that you can use other residences. Everything is solar powered. Everything. The marina. Even they have, I think, a 60-foot and an 80-foot yacht, solar powered.
Wow.
We have that here?
Yes.
Yes.
You
Look at
just have to go
look
to
at
do
how I'm learning. I'm learning this morning.
That's why I'm here, madam.
Yes.
But anyway, hopefully. Yes, so you would fly to, if you wanted to go, fly to, Georgetown.
Okay.
And it's a, 15-minute cross on one of these lovely electric, solar-powered yachts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I
this
love
is
that
the
experience.
Kiama.
Kiama, and
Bahamas.
please don't ask me. I looked up what it said. I couldn't find it. I did try. Anyway, but it's a term based on the Arawak civilization.
Okay.
And it has privileges. And by the way, I should mention that these so-called silent yachts are fully crewed and catered. And Club Kiama offers concierge services. And if one wants a club residence, as they say, which means you get about 5 weeks use of the properties per year, it starts at about, 550,000 odd.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean, I know, but there are a lot of Bahamians that do that now. I mean, look at the Bahamians that live in Albany or Fort Bay and all those places. And then if one wants what we call an estate home, it would be about $6 million up,
Well, okay. So, well, we know we've been talking about sustainability a lot, so this is very important.
Yes.
And so that is encouraging. So silent in that there's no engines or generators running or anything like that.
No generators, no nothing. And it has a beach club and a concierge service. So one wants to go for 5 weeks, make a call. You get there, the concierge service looks after you, make sure that the residence that you're using as your membership is ready for you.
Right.
After you leave, they close it up. I mean, it's all you have to do is get there.
Okay.
And everything is taken care of, yeah,
Right.
including a marina. And there are some smaller boats as well that they make available that if you want to just go and, cruise a little bit around on your own islands, that's possible. But it's hard to say no to a 62, 80-foot.
Well, I'm looking at the pictures on the website. I
Right.
mean, it doesn't even look like it's in. I mean, I know this is we don't sometimes, I guess, see ourselves as a tropical paradise, right? But that's
But we are.
absolutely, definitely.
But we are. Well,
yeah.
see, we tend to take what we have for granted.
Yes.
We look at our seas and we don't see how beautiful they are
Right.
sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too. We don't see that we have wonderful fresh air.
That
Yes, we
beach
do have the
is-
cruise ships, but generally speaking, no,
That
it's something
beach
else.
is amazing.
So
What is that?
each has direct water views, and they are. We have the shuttle there, so you go to your place, you've got the views. Houses and beach are sensitively placed above ground on piles, like the good old days.
Right.
Remember, everyone used to build like that, and it's considered a sanctuary. The beach club is considered stunning, and it's a lifestyle designed with, and I will quote you, all due respect. All due respect for the environment, all due respect, frankly, for the employees, all due, the people who look after the people who go there, and all due respect certainly for the members.
Okay. Well, that's beautiful.
It sounds
wow.
quiet.
Yeah, and again, a
You ready
surprise
to go,
here.
Dwight?
We're ready.
If only I could afford it.
Right.
But beautiful.
Dwight, Could
Huh?
be tomorrow. You never know.
We then speak it into existence.
And now you have to
Suzanne
claim
Black.
it. She
Right?
spoke
I'm
it,
gonna
so you
claim it.
gotta
I'm going to
claim
claim
it.
it, Suzanne.
Exactly.
All right, so I've got to ask you, the Family Islands, Maison Bahamas, got any listings in the Family Islands, or do you do much business with the Family
We
Islands?
do have listings in the Family Islands, and because we are part of the Bahamas Real Estate Association, essentially, we can offer you properties in all the islands.
Okay.
Now, maybe they are not ours on a direct basis, exclusively.
Right.
But
Right.
the way the Bahamas Real Estate Association operates, as I'm sure you both know, is you go onto what is called the MLS,
yeah.
and you can find what you're looking for wherever. I mean, and there are still wonderful properties, frankly, at very variable prices.
Yeah.
Yes, we know Eleuthera and places like that, Exuma, all of those considered maybe a little more higher end, but not entirely. But you've got lovely properties in places like Long Island, for example. There's San Salvador. There's still some nice places available. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for like,
And remember, Columbus was there, too.
oh.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you
can say that.
You can say.
Without people rolling their
Yeah.
eyes.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I know earlier you were talking about people that want to make investments, and particularly Bahamians who would wait until they view and then go and look. So, go to the bank first and know what you're qualified for.
Exactly
But
right.
outside of that, like, what would you like your clients to come ready with? Like, okay, I know that I can get $1 million in financing. What else is important for them to come into this relationship with you? Because you're the facilitator of their dream. So what do they need to come
well,
with?
I think it's always key in new relationships. Ask questions. Ask the agent what you can expect of them, how they can assist you, what recommendations they would have, how much can you depend on their communicating with you when there are changes in the marketplace and there are more openings. And are you looking at it realistically? I mean, maybe you can get $1 million from the bank, but maybe it's not the right thing right then. Maybe you should look at $750,000 or $500,000.
Right.
And what do they have there? I mean, it doesn't hurt, because you can take properties that are less and are what we call fixer-uppers and upgrade them yourself. Now, maybe that may take a little bit of time investment, but that's fine.
Right.
Does that help you? Is that the kind of information you were looking for?
Yeah, that would be a good help, right? If you're in the market and you're looking to purchase, having that wisdom and that guide and that person that can.
Let's just say
give you
this comes
that.
from experience. I mean, I'd like to think I'm very wise.
You
but-
are wise. We can hear it.
Well, that's kind. Thank you.
We can definitely
Yes.
hear it.
And you're seeing the same level of, I mean, you mentioned Exuma and Eleuthera, some of the
yeah.
those islands, but are they the same level of low inventory and
Well,
seller's
depends.
market?
Well, look, it depends where it is. We all know places like Harbor Island, for
Oh
example.
my goodness! Right.
Yeah, very, very popular. And not as much inventory.
Right.
But then there are a couple of new developments, at least one I know of that I've read of going into Harbor Island. In places like, let's say, Georgetown, Exuma, I don't think in Exuma there are a lot of beach properties left.
Oh.
But if you've got
Well, on the mainland.
on the mainland,
Yeah.
but you have other islands,
Right.
and there are private islands available. We have a listing of a place called Pigeon Key that I think is about 9 acres, but you can have your own island if you want it. Now, I think most Bahamians, to be honest, I don't know if we all want that. That tends to attract more of the international market.
Yeah, even
But
if you
it's
had the
there.
money, you
Yeah.
might not want your own island. No.
You might not,
Yeah.
but Long Island. I mean, Long Island has a lot to offer, and it's a beautiful island. And yes, it is long, but it also has possibilities of having a long place to drive if you're that way inclined. I mean, think about it,
Yeah. Yeah, some
Yeah.
people
And
like
it's
that.
beautiful.
Some
People like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes it's fun. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to highlight our featured property of the day. We're going to take a look at this one and
All right.
find out all about that. We're talking with
Okay.
Suzanne Black with Maison Bahamas. Stay tuned. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Another summer day has come and gone away from Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
The future of driving is here, and it's electric. Welcome to EV City, Easy Car Sales' new home for electric vehicles. Whether you want an affordable model or a luxury ride, EV City has the perfect electric car for you. Don't just take our word for it. Come test drive the power, the smoothness, and the savings. You'll love electric after just one ride. Cut your driving costs in half and say goodbye to gas stations for good. Visit EV City on the highway through the Solomon Service Road and drive into the future today.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Nassau Cruise Port is bringing you spooky fun. Thursday, October 31st from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Unleash your inner ghoul at Apocalypse. Grab your best costume for a night of music and karaoke with Ruma the Entertainer. Then turn up with Pusha Jr., DJ One Time, and more at the after party. $10 gets you in on the scary action with contests and surprises all night long. Apocalypse. It's gonna be scary good.
Another summer day has come and gone away from Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been keeping.
And we are back with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Duquesa Dean. We are talking with Suzanne Black from Maison Bahamas. It is a new monthly segment we have here on the show, and talking about real estate trends, and properties as well. Each time Suzanne's going to feature one or two, or maybe even more properties, depending on what's going on. Yeah. And we got one this morning that you want to highlight.
Yes, I just thought it would be interesting for the listeners. We have a listing called North Coast Apartments. Now, this is 6 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom units.
Okay.
And it's being Airbnb'd now. And it is on Cable Beach. And I think 2 years were invested in upgrading the property. And it's absolutely immaculate. One could walk right in. And there is, we can give some numbers, which I won't go into on the radio because numbers do change as to the return now. But there's a, shall we say, a reasonable return with only 70% occupancy. So there's room to grow. And then I've done a little research recently, by the way, that I looked up Airbnbs and how they market in the U.S. And apparently, if you find a niche way to present yourself in the market, you can really go for it. But the Airbnbs on Cable Beach, the price point would normally relate to where your top hotel rooms are, the average. And so it's a very good business. And let's put it this way. 2-year renovation, 6 turnkey, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom units, all with designer finishes and stunning ocean views. So it might be good for Bahamian, a group of doctors, a group of, another profession could invest in it. I think it's even possible, frankly. I mean, I'm a lady with dogs. Anybody who knows me would know that. I don't see me and 3 dogs there, unfortunately. And, of course, one would have to get to that income level. But I think one could theoretically take over a couple of bedrooms for oneself and Airbnb the others.
Right.
Because the way it's set up, it's very private.
Yeah, right. So right now it's all Airbnb. There's nobody.
It's all Airbnb.
Nobody living there right now.
Nobody living there right now, but it's an example of what is possible. And there are, of course, a lot of Bahamians who buy properties through Maison and other real estate companies, and they do Airbnb with them.
Okay, so you don't want to say the price.
I'd be happy to say the price.
Let's get
Because
to
it's
that.
recently had a change, shall we say, for the better.
Okay.
$5,750,000.
And again, that's six
6 units. 6 2-bedroom units.
6 2-bedroom, 2 bathroom units. And it's very, very nice. I mean, absolutely immaculate. And
each one has a beach view, sea view.
yes,
Oh,
and
boy.
you can walk out to the beach or you can walk across the street. It's very well situated. It's in the general area of Domino's and Cable Beach Shopping
Okay.
Plaza and all of that. And, of course, very close to town, very close to Baha Mar. That's your inclination. That sort of thing. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, it says that there's a garden area too, Dwight, swimming pool.
Yeah, there's a garden.
Yeah.
Yes, garden area, swimming pool. I mean, it really has everything.
Wow. Okay, so tell us more about the upgraded features. What's been changed?
Well, when you upgrade features, you usually do kitchen and bathroom. The furnishings are, generally speaking, new.
Okay.
And huge TVs, that sort of thing. Of course, it's
Wait, those
cable
will come
ready
with
and
it?
all of that. It's available. Yeah, it's fully.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, every unit has everything in it one could possibly need.
And they will come with it if you buy it.
It says
If you buy it, it comes with everything.
Impact shutters too.
Yes.
And hurricane windows.
Right.
These are very nice
Right.
pictures. And we'll post some of these on our site as well.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you.
Wow. All right. So let's talk more about that, about the investment opportunities there, the potential there. And as you said, you don't have to Airbnb everything. You might have some.
No, well,
permanent-
I'm just saying that's something, if it
right.
were me,
That
I
sounds
would,
like the way to do it.
I would think of. Yeah. Yes, and actually the example I have, rental income annualized total of $535,000, assuming an average of about $350 a night.
Okay.
Now, again, that can change, depends on the market.
Right.
But in that scenario, one could look at a net annual return, particularly if one increased occupancy from 70% upwards of close to 7%, maybe a bit more. Now, a lot of people say, well, I could make a lot of money going to the so-and-so houses, I'm not going to name them, or doing other things. Sure. But nothing appreciates like property.
Yeah.
It's never going to lose its value. And certainly Cable Beach is one of the better areas in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And if anyone's interested in taking a look, what do they need to do?
Well, they can certainly give me a call. Or look on the Maison Bahamas website.
Okay.
See what else we have available. We have information of all of our agents there. Call one of the agents. Everyone would be willing to assist you, as I'm sure would Miss Knowles, Ryan Knowles.
Yeah. How long has it been on the market?
I would say a little under a year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a great investment opportunity there. Absolutely.
Yes.
And again, it's called
North Coast Apartments.
North Coast Apartments.
Yes.
Okay. Great
And
stuff.
one might want to jazz up the name a little. I'm just saying that. Far be it for me to criticize a client.
Oh, wow. All right. So that's a great one there. All right. So each month you're going to highlight a property or a few.
We'll talk
of
about
those like that.
properties, what's going on, and I will because we're so involved in the Centurion 1 conference going on that you didn't get two of us, but next time will probably be two of us.
Okay.
And I will do the one part of it, and the other agent will do highlight their properties
Okay.
or other properties from our website.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great partnership. And again, it's every fourth Tuesday right here.
Every
Morning
fourth
Business.
Tuesday.
And I
Yes.
look forward to seeing you each month.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Kind
much,
of you to
Suzanne.
have me, and
It's a pleasure.
pleasure to be here.
Suzanne Black with Mason Bahamas. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye now.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Well, I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat, and you deserve more.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Nassau Cruise Port is bringing you spooky fun. Thursday, October 31st from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Unleash your inner ghoul at Apocalypse. Grab your best costume for a night of music and karaoke with Ruma the Entertainer. Then turn up with Pusha Jr., DJ One Time, and more at the after party. $10 gets you in on the scary action with contests and surprises all night long. Apocalypse. It's gonna be scary good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The value of commodities imported into the country increased by 25% in the second quarter of 2024. That's according to the BNSI, the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, in its second quarter 2024 foreign trade figures report. The BNSI report explains that in the second quarter, the value of imported commodities stood at $1.4 billion. Machinery and transport equipment, the largest contributor to imports, totaled some $325 million, or 24% of all imports. The report also says this was followed by a category of mineral fuels, lubricants, and related materials, and which stood for 22%, or $299 million. Other categories that contributed significantly to total imports were food and live animals, manufactured goods classified chiefly by materials, and miscellaneous manufactured articles, with a combined total of $530 million, or 39% of total imports. The road to Morton Salt facility in Inagua is blocked after the passage of Hurricane Oscar. That's according to the president of the Bahamas Industrial Manufacturers and Allied Workers Union, Jennifer Brown. In addition, electricity was still off at the facility, and workers were unsure when they will return to work. Brown telling Guardian Business that the company's managers are at the compound making assessments. Now, Tropical Storm Oscar making landfall as a hurricane early Sunday in the southeastern Bahamas before heading to Cuba, leaving Inagua residents scrambling to pick up the pieces after the storm left. Brown saying that many didn't expect the storm to be a hurricane when it hit, and she says she's also afraid that Oscar can circle back, which it is doing now, and cause more issues for the southern Bahamas. The Supreme Court striking out the Teachers and Salary Workers Cooperative Credit Union bid to seize a property because they were in violation of the Homeowners Act 2017. Justice Camille Darville Gomez, in a ruling on October 11th, said that the credit union had failed to observe the HPA, the Homeowners Protection Act, when it seized the property of Heidi Lynn Roll following the latter's default on a mortgage and failure to repay $226,920 because it had not given Roll proper notice. You can read more about that in today's Guardian business section. And Bonefish and Tarpon Trust has joined the voices against portions of the proposed $800 million Kokona development in Abaco, worried that the project will disturb essential bonefish habitats in the area of Cross Harbor on the island. The trust, in a press statement released yesterday, said that the area where the development is located is not only important for Abaco, but is one of the largest and most vital pre-spawning aggregation sites for bonefish in the Bahamas. It said the site supports bonefish and the economies of Abaco, Andros, Grand Bahama, and other parts of the country. BTT is also suggesting the developers of Kokona do an in-depth study on how Kokona could affect the movements of bonefish in the area. It's calling on government regulators to use a precautionary approach to the development. Overseas, the International Monetary Fund today upgrading its economic outlook for the United States while lowering its expectations for growth in Europe and China. It left its forecast for global growth unchanged at a relatively lackluster 3.2% for 2024. The IMF expects the U.S. economy, the world's largest, to expand 2.8% this year, down slightly from 2.9% in 2023, but an improvement on the 2.6% it had forecast for 2024 back in July. Growth in the United States has been led by strong consumer spending, fueled by healthy gains in inflation-adjusted wages. Next year, though, the IMF expects the U.S. economy to decelerate to 2.2% growth. With a new presidential administration and Congress in place, the IMF envisions the nation's job market would lose some momentum in 2025 as the government begins seeking to curb huge budget deficits by slowing spending, raising taxes, or some combination of both. The IMF, a 190-nation lending organization, works to promote economic growth and financial stability and reduce global poverty. In its latest forecast, it expects China's economic growth to slow from 5.2% last year to 4.8% this year and 4.5% in 2025. The world's number 2 economy has been hobbled by a collapse in its housing market and by weak consumer confidence, problems only partly offset by strong exports. The 20 European countries that share the euro currency are collectively expected to eke out 8.8% growth this year, twice the 2023 expansion of 0.4%, but a slight downgrade from the 0.9% the IMF had forecast 3 months ago for 2024. The German economy, hurt by a slump in manufacturing and real estate, isn't expected to grow at all this year. Worldwide inflation has been cooling from 6.7% in 2023 to a forecast 5.8% this year and 4.3% in 2025. It's falling even faster in the world's wealthy countries, from 4.6% last year to 2.6% this year and 2% in 2025. 2%, the target range for most major central banks. The progress against inflation has allowed the Fed and the European Central Bank to finally reduce rates after they had aggressively raised them to combat the post-COVID inflation surge. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Monday, your market movers, APD Limited moving 115 shares, closing at 44.64, unchanged. Bank of the Bahamas moving 1,000, unchanged at 440. Bahamas Property Fund moving 12,000, unchanged at 10.50. Commonwealth Bank moving 3,000, up 4 cents to $5.07. Kalina Holdings moving 7,000, down 2 cents to 11.31. Consolidated Water down 8 cents to 5.11. Emira Incorporated down 3 cents, closing at 9.46. The BIS6 All-Share Index closing at 2,930.05, down 0.09. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And our final minute here, Duquesa Dean. Just want to quickly give you the latest on Tropical Storm Oscar.
Yes.
According to the Department of Meteorology, Oscar, the tropical storm now affecting portions of the central Bahamas, including Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. Tropical storm warnings remain in effect for the southeast Bahamas, including Crooked Island, Acklins, Long Cay, Ragged Island, Mayaguana, and Inagua. And as of 8 o'clock this morning now, the center of Tropical Storm Oscar, about 10 miles south of Long Island, 25 miles east of Crooked Island, or 230 miles southeast of New Providence. Oscar moving towards the northeast near 12 miles per hour. A faster northeastward motion is expected later today and on Wednesday. And on this track, the center of Oscar is expected to move near the southeast Bahamas, which it is doing, and central Bahamas today, but move away from the Bahamas by tonight into tomorrow. So, right now, these islands are seeing winds near 40 miles per hour with higher gusts. Little change in strength is forecast during the day, but Oscar is expected to be post-tropical by tonight when it moves away from the Bahamas, and then it'll be absorbed by another low-pressure system by Thursday. So tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 105 miles east and northeast of the center, so definitely the islands in the central southeast Bahamas experiencing these tropical storm force winds right now. And this could include heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, and possible tornado activity, and flooding as 3 to 5 inches of rain expected with isolated amounts of 8 inches, especially for the southeast Bahamas. So, not a pleasant day for our friends in the central southeast Bahamas, but hopefully this will pass soon. Pass soon, and so we're praying everybody's going to be fine. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed the day.
I'll see you next week,
Yeah, see you
and I'll
then.
be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9 and Morning Blend Business. Dwight Strachan, have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.